Hey man, our apology. I don't know what happened. The stream just dropped. I don't know what was going on. It just clicked off. Our apologies, man. We're back in it right now. I sent CB the link. Joy will be clicking in a minute. I don't know what happened. Our man, this is wild. Ugh. Everybody moving. What up, brother?
What's happening, killer?
Chilling, man. Brother, Joey came on with his shitty ass internet, and the stream just
Oh, I
goes.
saw.
Hey, yeah,
I
yeah,
saw.
yeah.
Joe came on and immediately messed up the whole stream. I
The
saw
whole.
it.
Hey, I'm
I,
over
I,
here
I saw
chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? The chat was jumping, everybody feeling good. All of a sudden, the stream just goes, "Hey, we're shutting it down, guys." This goes elevator music, and we out of here, man. How you feeling, brother?
Imagine being me, bro. I'm so busy. Bro, I haven't had a break or a lunch. I just ran in my car so I could jump on with y'all. I had to eat
Mm-hmm.
my lunch on the clock, so I didn't get to eat lunch today. So I'm like, I finally get to tap in, see what y'all talking about. I turned it on, and it just ended.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought I did something. I was like, oh shit, I did something. What did I do?
Fam,
Man,
I thought it
TJ
was
signs
me.
in about 10 minutes, by the way. TJ offered in
Yeah,
about 10 minutes.
I just saw a tweet from I don't know who this is. We'll see. Kane's County staff writer Najee Tobias
Yes, that's
saying
a homie.
that
I just asked him
yeah,
where, so he can send me the link.
yeah. He says over the past few hours, several people have shared with me that TJ Alford is going to flip from Ohio State to Kane's football. We'll see if this actually happens in a few.
Yeah,
So, all right, man.
it's one
Let's get you. Uh,
interesting signing day so far. Nothing crazy yet.
yeah.
Not
How
for
you
us.
feeling about?
There's been some crazy stuff like
Yeah.
Dallas Wilson sticking with Oregon, Jamie
Hmm.
French sticking with Tech. There's been some stuff. There's been a couple 5 stars that flipped. Mizzou just got a 5 star. Henson out there from Florida.
Yeah.
Um, the D end. Flipping Kellen Wiley was huge. Like when I
Yes. Big
say
time. Big time.
I can't say a lot here.
Yeah.
We'll
Keep it.
talk.
Keep it. Yeah. Keep
We'll
it
talk.
to what you can say. Let's put it like this: to what you can say. How you feeling about that Kellen Wiley, man?
I feel great. I feel great. It was great getting him. Obviously, missing out on Gavin Nix was
Hmm.
um, was not exactly. Um, do you hear me good still?
Yes, sir. Hear you even better
Okay.
now.
Yeah, it was on my car. I was like, man, this sounds like shit. Um, getting losing Gavin Nix was a bit painful just because Gavin Nix is like a quarterback on the defense.
Hmm.
Um, so losing a guy like that, it just kind of sucks. But getting a guy like Kellen Wiley, athletic, explosive, that man hits like a defensive tackle and he runs like a safety. So
Hmm.
big time get for the linebacker room, man. It's a Cameron Pruitt kind of guy. It's one of them dudes that he may not need to start next year, but he'll probably give you quality snaps anytime he's on the field. He's a high
Facts.
IQ young man, shot up through the recruiting rankings this year. I mean, he plays on a defense at Armwood that's full of dogs, and he stood out every game. Like when I say full of dogs, Cam White right next to him going to Louisville, cornerback going to currently committed to Florida in the 26 class. Safety is going to Iowa. Defensive tackles going to NIU. Like they've got like 7, 8 D1 football players on that defense alone, and
Hmm.
Kellen Wiley stood out every time you watch them. Just a fantastic football player. So D Nick does it again, brings in a another top flight linebacker. That one's huge. Holding on to our guys, it was just huge. There were some people calling about some of our receivers. Holding on to those guys was huge. Um, Holding on to the running back was huge. Pringle stood 10 toes down the whole time, so I wasn't worried. But when it's only one out of position, you got to lock them up because if not, then you're not bringing one in. So the staff closed really well. There's still two that we're really curious about: T.J. Alford and Jarquez Carter. Obviously,
Hmm.
there is some. there's some signings that I wish we would have flipped, man. I'm not gonna lie. Tyler
Yep.
Williams going to Georgia is something that I feel like we could have prevented. Um, but that's recruiting, right? You win some, you lose some. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For every Gavin Nix, there's a Kellen Wiley. So you win some, you lose some with it. I think overall holding on to, Bryce Fitzgerald and Jabari Antoine and Amari Wallace, I think that's going to pay dividends. We're talking about
Facts.
big time high school football players. Obviously, there's still a transition when you get to college, but we're talking about guys that got it done in high school against some of the best competition you could ask for. So, I mean, I think the staff did good. No one's happy. Obviously, when you lose a few recruits, Timothy Merritt flipped to Tennessee.
Yeah, didn't like the
We
video.
also didn't like the video, wasn't a fan, but hey,
Mm-mm.
it's your journey. That's all I'm gonna say about that. It is your journey. Not a fan of that sort of thing. I'm not a fan when kids do it for us either. Just put the hat on that you're gonna wear. I mean, there's no need
Exactly.
to step
Yeah.
on coaches that have been good to you. But hey, it's your journey, bro. Like I got nothing bad to say about the young man. I don't know him. In my interactions that I've had with him, I've talked to him several times. Seems like a real cool, real good kid.
Hmm.
It's the thing, right? It's signing day. It's the thing. It has to get thrown. You know what I'm saying? It happens every year. Travis Hunter threw that FSU had that motherfucker still flying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like so,
It went off
it
screen, dog.
happens. It happens.
It's still out there.
Yeah,
It's
it
still out
happens,
there
and
in the
I laughed
universe.
at that. So I gotta let people laugh at us. So I laughed at that.
Exactly.
So it is
Exactly.
what it is. Leave that young man alone. He gonna be a
Hmm.
good football player. I'm solid with what we got in the secondary. I would like to. I think that one guy is pretty much sewn up to the Tigers. I haven't seen anything official though.
Have a lot of look, here's how I feel about that guy, right? Like in those situations, you let that information out a couple hours before your ink goes to paper, you drive the price up. That's
Yeah,
just that's just smart business. Like
and
if you
and and because it's content, right? So 24/7 on three, bro, it's content.
facts.
So if they even think there's a possibility, they're gonna put the tweet out because it's content.
Hmm.
I mean, look at as much content as being pushed today. It's a fantastic content day if you cover college football. So fans, don't trip if you see like picked over Miami. Like, man, why would they say that? It's just content. It's for the algorithm, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah. I am as you're talking, I am hitting refresh like a mother trying to see if
Yeah. Did he post a link yet where he's posting TJ's
I'm looking right now, I'm clicking on him. Let me hit that follow button
because
for
they
our guy
have that on
Najee.
YouTube.
He says he is live on Twitter. All right, let's see.
Is he?
Let's share this CB.
What we got?
Hold
What we
on.
got?
Share screen.
Let me roll this goddamn window down. I'm finna die. I'm finna. Oh, I'm not about to make it with the windows up in Texas. What was I thinking?
Where's the audio? Where's the audio?
We kept everybody waiting long enough. We want to formally, again, thank you for being here. I think
Shout out to
everybody
Najee
knows what's
Tobias.
here today is
I'm trying
what
to
we
think if I know the other
know
young man.
as
I
signing day
know a couple kids from
football,
Vero,
and it
but
Let's
continues
see.
to
oh,
change.
RJ
This
Jones,
year it
right?
is the first week in December, and that's moved up a couple weeks from
Yeah, I think one of
the
TJ's
previous few
teammates
years that we've had these two
is
signing
one of the
days.
homies,
For
RJ Jones.
those historians in the sport of football, probably remember at one point where we had just one signing day, which was in February. And
Come
now
on,
there's
coach.
two
Wrap it
signing
up, B.
days for the
Wrap
sport
it
of
up, B.
football, this obviously being the first. And so just to give you a little background on all that, student athletes will have through Friday to sign scholarships in this first small window. And then
Hey, bro, we all know the
close
rules
again,
for
and then
signing
we'll
day,
open
Yeah,
fam.
again
yeah, bro.
Y'all
We get
so
it. Wrap
late.
it up,
in the
B.
month of
Wrap it
February.
Y'all
up.
late,
So,
Come on.
dog.
again,
People been
to
signing since
introduce
8.
Don't
my
You know
nobody
the
want to
colleague
hear
here,
you
rules.
Jake
talk,
Yowski. I'm the
dog.
football coach here at Vero Beach High School. Very
Everybody knows
humbled
the rules,
Oh,
to
dog.
be a small part of this
People been
yeah, we
signing
all
program.
know
since
Vero
they.
is a
8.
great school.
Yeah, we all know there
And
used to
these are
be just one
3
signing day.
of
That was
That
the
man got on the
17,000
mic
years
and
ago.
said,
and I know we've got a
"Hey
bunch of our
Ben," he got
staff
on the mic and
here.
said, "Just in case y'all
We
don't
get
know, they will be
excited
playing
to
college
do
Yeah,
what we
football
do.
next year. College
These are
football is
yeah,
3
played
facts.
after high school football."
awesome young
It's,
men on and
bro,
off the field.
if
I mentioned to
you
you that
don't
I
get to
was,
the shit,
asked to
Get your
delay
ass
this a few
about.
minutes
Give
to have
TJ the
some of our
mic, son.
faculty and staff get in here because, again, these guys,
Give
in
TJ
addition
the
to
mic.
being
Give
phenomenal on the
TJ the mic.
field, they're 3 exceptional student athletes.
Give
All 3 of these
TJ
young
the
men
mic.
will graduate early. What that means is they'll
hey,
graduate here
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end
yeah.
of
Blah blah
December.
blah blah blah
They do
blah.
the work
hey, real quick
academically.
too.
Okay,
I think
Shout
these
sometimes
out
are
to
early
all the
enrollees.
even us as
shout out to
school.
all the Canes who are graduating early. Shout out to all the Canes that committed
Mhm.
today. It's a huge day for you. I know you've been dreaming about this since the first time you ever touched the football. So I just want to
Yeah,
say, man, from You Heard Pod, man, we're proud of y'all, man. We're proud that of the work you put in to get here, man. Late nights, studying, doing 2 years of school in 1 year, bro. We all went to high school. None of us did our junior and senior year together.
facts.
Like
I got
it's
kicked out of high
next
school.
level. You know what I mean?
I,
Like they don't go to proms, they don't go to dances, they miss birthday
all right,
parties,
all
they
right,
miss.
all right.
Oh, here we go. It would be loud as hell while I'm
Okay,
doing this. Let me get back to my
as
He's
signing
still
days have
talking.
happened, these days continue to change. They change,
Yep.
really
This
on the daily.
motherfucker's talking
Surely,
about the days
year in
continue
and
to
year
change.
out,
Yes,
they
fam.
continue to
I'm telling you,
change.
bro.
You got
This
Days
man finna
days
give us the
become night
whole
every
rundown,
time.
dog.
That's the thing
He
about
finna
it.
give us
Days
the whole
become night.
rundown, bro. That man said, "Hey, so y'all know football's played with a pigskin. Every
This is
10 yards is a
wild, bro.
first down." Uh,
So
some people
if
are
you don't
live
make it,
streaming this. Live streams are done via the internet. If you guys don't know what the
yeah,
internet is, I got a slideshow for you. Let me pull
exactly.
up my
This is
slideshow on
wild,
how
bro.
the internet
Come
what
on, man.
that
works.
Just
means.
give the mic.
Football is one of those rare sports that
Oh my, he's giving the history of football, CB. You weren't even lying.
I told you, dog.
You weren't even
I
lying,
told you.
dog.
Hey, he gonna
Just
go on a
you,
random tangent. The Detroit Lions have a solid defense.
just
Uh,
how was everybody's Thanksgiving? How's
he gotta
everybody
start asking
feeling?
questions. Is there any Aquarius in any single ladies? Any
Yeah,
single ladies?
we just got past Scorpio season. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hilarious.
who gives a fuck? Yo, like
Give
we'll
it
get
up
to
for the
next. So
ladies.
I'm going to start over here.
okay, here we go.
If you're looking at us and as we
No
see
shit,
it
we're
to
looking
our
at you,
far
coach.
right, it's
No shit, with the camera, everybody's there, and it's
Hey, somebody should hire us to host their signing.
oh, I would love to do that. I would absolutely love
I'd
to
have
do
he
so
that.
much
has the
fun with
orange
that.
hoodie on and the blue beanie is
Come on, fam. We could see he has a blue beanie. I apologize if you're colorblind. That's not a shot at you at all. We understand.
again, this is not to insult anybody because I know most of you are football fans, but Illinois is in the Big Ten. One of the
No,
Yeah,
really?
I think
Really?
that's RJ.
this
Hey,
year.
shout out to the homie.
I was listening to
Yeah.
an interview from their
I'm
head
sorry,
coach,
y'all.
Jason
I got a lot of
Longo,
friends signing
speaking
today, not just with
Yeah,
Miami. I got a lot of
yeah.
homies signing.
why they
That's the
may or may
homie.
not
Hey.
be selected to the college football playoffs. So they've had an incredible season. RJ, for those of you
If
who
you're
know
gonna go down their
RJ,
schedule, I swear to God, I'm gonna sign.
unfortunately, he
There's
had a
no
season-ending injury
image in front of
the
TJ.
first game of the season and was
He's still
unable
talking.
to do the things that he would have liked to do his senior year. I'm sure he's an
I'm just
ultra.
telling y'all, if he
Oh,
pick Miami, I literally have to run inside and get this graphic ready.
so
Well, I have
I'm
the
going
graphic.
crazy.
I just got to get the post ready.
I'm going crazy. This is gonna be.
As a
I
staff
love this
prior
shit.
to the
But I got
season
another
that
break
he
at
had the
2, so I'm gonna jump
opportunity,
back on it.
or we thought that he may have the opportunity to possibly
If
be
y'all
the
still
best
on.
corner to ever come out of Vero Beach High School. Unfortunately,
I'm pretty soon it's gonna be like y'all know about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Oh,
He's
he's
he
gonna
saved
pass
my
the
life.
collections and played
Yeah,
around here soon.
yeah. This is very much so. This is way too much talk.
has the speed, the athleticism to really excel and thrive at the next level. As I mentioned
bro.
to you, he's an early grad,
Yep.
and we're really excited to
Sure is.
follow RJ at his,
Amen.
at his next stop. And
Hey, shout out to RJ going to Illinois, bro.
RJ
Shout out to the
Jones,
homie. Went from a 0-star recruit to a 3-star recruit going D1. Let's go.
By the way, we will have
Went
plenty
from
of
unrecruited,
opportunities for
bro,
photos, family,
to D1.
teammates, youth coaches,
Proud of that man.
all of that. On that note, I
But
do
he's
want
still
to
going,
thank
dog.
all of you that are here, because for these guys to have the success that they've had, obviously it takes all the involvement.
Damn.
You know,
How many times you gonna thank people for
opportunity
being there?
to get to know.
Hey, CB, let's keep it a buck. He's giving you a run for your money, fam.
Yeah, yes.
He's giving. Like, I didn't think it was possible because ain't nobody ask him a question. Ain't nobody say nothing.
No.
Somebody goes, "Hey,"
I didn't think people could out-talk me. I want to meet this man.
Yo, if you would just end up listening, it would be a historical moment and also probably one of the signs of the apocalypse.
I'm gonna skip down
I
and go
want
to the other end. So that's
I want to have this everyday conversation with him because it'll never end. Me and him gonna talk.
It'll never end. You gonna start falling asleep, drink coffee in the middle of it, still talking.
Neither one of us listening to each other, but we're both talking.
Well, we both talking. We're just gonna talk over each other. We just come on, fam.
This is another incredible talent, and
this is my hero.
For those who have been around high school football for a while, he's a 3-year starter on our defensive line.
This is why I do it.
Talk about being.
You gotta train to out-talk this man. Rogelio, yes, we currently have 21 signees to this class, a top 13 class. We are currently live streaming. Shout out from Najee Tobias from Kings County. TJ Alford is going to commit somewhere. We're not sure where, so we're going to give you our real, raw, and honest reaction.
At some point today.
At some point. We might be here.
I can't promise you it'll be now, but at some point today.
At some point between now and the end of time, this coach will stop talking, and we'll get to find out
maybe he's a Canes fan. He trying to, you know what I'm saying, give Mario a little bit more time.
I take it all back. This coach does not deserve that kind of for the possibility that he might be a Canes fan.
Maybe he on the squad. Here we go.
This is bananas. All right, here we go.
Talents to Austin P University.
Yo, shout out, young man. Way to go, young man.
Brag about the guy in the middle for a second, then I'm going to turn the mic over to him. So,
are you coach? Are you going to turn the mic over?
This is probably the one person you don't got to talk about.
A lot of their decisions are made.
Like, if we being honest, everybody in that gym knows.
A little bit of a formality in that, they're signing and turning things early.
That's the one player you don't.
I could bore you
with the highest
coaches that have been in contact with me this morning.
They got some in like the next class, but as far as this class goes, for everybody in that gym.
And the reason for that is when the paperwork.
Shout out to Najee having 2,500 people watching him live on Twitter right now.
It's done and it's finalized.
Their
decisions have been made, but until that paperwork is signed and sent in, there are still some things that remain.
Our says my earbuds just died. Listen, they were fully charged.
Bro, my phone was on 25%.
TJ is still has had a long night.
He's still talking.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna add this man. Shout out to Vero. I'm really cool with the admin over there. He cool people. I'm finna send him a DM if my phone dies while this man talking. I promise.
Yeah. Man, put it to the chart. You got to connect that shit to a generator. That shout out to that microphone that is still taking all the way. Like, it's been 15 minutes.
DM Vero. I'm gonna be like, hey, next year, bro. All you got to do is put me up. I'll fly myself out. Just hilarious.
Let my dad talk. Yo, your lectures are terrible. He don't even get punished. He'd be like, yo, you got to listen to me. That's
as someone who can talk, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Every time they pan over to TJ, I pause it. I unmute it because this is fucked up hopscotch, yo.
No, but you know what though? He's smart for doing it the way he's doing it because he knows most people tuning in. They're only tuning in for TJ.
Facts.
So, damn plane. Sorry, y'all. Damn, that was loud as hell. Because most people are probably tuning in for TJ. So it's actually pretty smart on his part to make TJ go last and kind of drag it. And the other kids, you know what I'm saying? The other kids get some love.
And there is portal recruitment in high school, man. So him talking about his players like this, it is genius. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah.
My God, can he talk?
It is.
I didn't know anybody could ever out talk you, but it's happening live and we were reacting to it.
I don't know. I need to see him 1v1. You know what I'm saying? I need to see him on the 1v1.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm impressed. Let me tell you, I talk.
Here we go. All right. Here we go.
Hey everybody, I'm TJ.
Yeah, we know TJ.
Kind of nervous.
Come on, brother.
So this recruiting process
He's such a
has
shy
been
kid, dog.
been a long, tough journey. You know, people pulling me every which way. By the end of the day, I got to make the decision that's best for me.
Facts.
But I just want to thank God. I want to thank my family, my dad,
I know he's been
my mom, my
stressed out through this
stepdad,
whole process.
my brothers, my sisters.
He's been
And
really
I just want
stressed
to
out.
thank my teammates for always being there for me, you know, picking me up.
It's
for the
hard
good
for them, man.
times, the
Family
hard
wants you to go
times.
one place.
You
Your
know,
friends want you to
they
go
were my
somewhere.
best friend.
Come on, brother.
Two up here, and one's over there in the corner. They're my brother's friend. But with all that being said,
Come on,
people want to
TJ.
know if I'm flipping or if I'm staying. And I just want to say, go Buckeyes.
That's that.
Is there a butt?
No.
So I'll close out TJ for a second and just let you know that he's.
Hey, congratulations,
he's
TJ.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, dog. Great kid. I got nothing but like. Let me tell you something. Fucking great kid, bro. Like, I got nothing but love for that kid.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted him to be a Kane though. God damn it. Damn it.
Did not expect
Well,
that.
if we don't flip Jarquez Carter, this will be the first year in the Mario reign that we don't get a Ohio State kid.
Yeah. It's the DC. LOL. His family wanted him to stay in Florida. Says
Yeah.
terrible colors. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
I know he was going through it because some people wanted him to be in Miami. At the end of the day, though, it is their decision. Like it is their decision. They got to make the decision that they think is best for them and their career.
mhm.
It is what it is. All right, I gotta jump off. Take my ass back to work. If y'all are still on that too, I'm jumping back on.
Oh, we'll be back. Yeah, we'll be here.
All right, bet I'm jumping back
All right,
on it
brother.
too.
All right, bet.
Love
We'll
you,
be
Brody.
here.
Love you, chat.
See ya. And as one guest leaves, another one jumps in. This man right here is our mentor, man. One of our good friends that started this. One of the original guys. A man that I grew up listening to, thinking he was way older than me, but I was actually older than him because he is one of the greatest to do it, man. Mr. Alex Donno. How you doing, sir?
Hey, we're all getting old, man. I turned 40 a few months ago. It's all downhill from here. Ben and Joe, how you guys doing?
Not great, man. We just did a little live reaction to
I just finished watching the TJ Alford stream, and I feel like that football coach of his owes me like a half hour of my time. Were you
absolutely, absolutely.
I was what that dude is a talker. Like they did like 30 minutes. He's telling the whole life story for all these kids, and listen, power to him. And then finally TJ gets the mic and he's sticking with Ohio State. I'm like, that football coach at Vero Beach owes me 30 minutes back of my life.
We'll never get that back. We'll never get that back. We'll never get that. I was watching it with CB before he jumped out because he was at work. And I was like, CB, this is the only person I've ever met that can out-talk you. He talked about the history of football, the weather, how everything's going, the players' first steps. I was like, Mike, come on, man. That was insane. Donno, obviously it's right now it's not trending to the recruiting class that we were expecting. How are you feeling halfway through, well, more than halfway through the first of a 3-day national signing day?
Yeah, mixed feelings. I'm really happy that Miami was able to land Kellen Wiley. I know that wasn't a flip, but it kind of felt like a flip because for the last few days I really thought it was all Texas for him. And Wiley, who's a great linebacker at Armwood, he's 6'4", 225 plus. I was upset about losing Gavin Nix, but that's a good trade-off. Like to lose Nix and then to land Wiley, I would have loved to have had them both, but I'm happy Miami was able to make that move. And there's obviously some relief for being able to hold on to certain guys. It seemed like Florida didn't give up on Josh Moore, and Miami was able to get that one over the finish line. Auburn didn't give up on Dalen Upshaw. Miami was able to get that one over the finish line. Obviously we're still I guess we're still waiting to see what's happening with Malachi Toney. Although, I was asking a couple people who would have a pretty good idea of the situation, and they kind of told me not to worry about it, said that it should be okay. So I don't know. I don't know what the holdup is there. Obviously, we know National Signing Day, there's always going to be some weird twists and turns, right? I mean, we were, we watched the Cormani McLean thing a couple of years ago that didn't end up going Miami's way. Hopefully this one ends up turning out better for us. And yeah, obviously with TJ Alford, there's a sense of disappointment because it sounded like, and I hope we get the backstory, because like we've started to get the Jeremiah Smith backstory from last year, which seemed like a similar thing where Miami came really close to pulling ahead late, but then Ohio State was able to hold on with Jeremiah last year, and they were able to hold on with TJ this year. It definitely, it seemed like it came down to the wire for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Joey, what you got?
Disappointed, man. That's one I really wanted in a class. TJ Alford. I like I mentioned before, the Kellen Wiley commit was a surprise and a welcome surprise because, like you said, Donno, we lost Gavin Nix. Now TJ Alford, kind of thin that linebacker for the class. So we're definitely going to have to hit the portal for some linebackers. And I think we were probably going to do that anyway, but I think the number probably increases now. Portal, we have to look forward to the portal, I guess. So
It opens Monday.
that's what it is.
It opens Monday. Donno, let me ask you, man. I know I saw your reaction. I know you already did the pod. When you saw last night that we were out of the college football playoff and the word salad that Ward Manuel put out there, just words that you throw together, what was your reaction, and how did you even process what he said? It's really how does best to ask that question.
I mean, it didn't make a whole lot of sense what he said. Word salad is a good way to put it, because at the end of the day, like, okay, so he's got two arguments that he leans into for giving Alabama a spot over Miami. One of those being, well, hey, Bama, they went 2-3 in their final 2-1 in their final 3 games, and Miami went 1-2. But in reality, Bama's final 3 games, they got blown out by Oklahoma, which was the loss in the final 3 games. They beat a bad Auburn team that's just 5 wins on the year, and they beat FCS Mercer. Like those were their final 3 games. Miami lost 2 out of their last 3, and I'm very regretful that we lost 2 out of those last 3 games. But at the end of the day, that was against pretty good Georgia Tech team on the road and against a good Syracuse team on the road by a combined 9 points. So that's one thing. Like Ward Manuel really leaned into the whole, 2-1 over the last 3 versus 1-2. But I think the details there matter. And then, he also brings up Bama with more wins over current ranked opponents for Bama, but he's the one who makes the rankings. Like he's the one who decides to leave out 9-3 Duke, who should be ranked. And I kind of feel like the reason why Duke is not ranked is because they needed to make sure they're not ranked to further this argument against Miami, right? And they're the reason why Mizzou is ranked when their losses were like by a combined 90 points. Like they got blown out in the games that they lost. So the whole thing about ranking, like you're the one who manipulated who's ranked and who's not. What the committee cannot manipulate is wins over ranked opponents, or not over ranked opponents, over bowl eligible opponents, because they can manipulate the rankings. They can't manipulate the wins and losses, right? And Miami actually has a better record on the road against ranked opposition than Alabama has, and that's something they completely ignore, that detail, right? And and I know, and I talked about this both last night and this morning on Locked On Canes, and I get it that any Miami fan, and I said this because I was very upset after the Syracuse loss. Like, it was very disappointed, to be up 21-0 and then not to win the game. We're all disappointed. So yes, as a Miami guy, I can look in the mirror and say, you know what? We have ourselves to blame. All we had to do was win that Syracuse game, and then they essentially can't take you out of the playoff. That's all we had to do. So yeah, a lot of people will throw this phrase out that, hey, Miami deserves what they got, right? But here's the problem, okay? Yeah, we can say Miami, they deserve what they got because they lost against Syracuse, but okay, how come Alabama fans get to say that even though they put up 3 freaking points against a bad Oklahoma team, how come they don't have to say we deserve it? Because I feel like they deserve it more than we do when it comes to being left out. And, there's something else I've been thinking about. And, man, I admit I'm venturing into tinfoil hat territory here. So
do it. Embrace it. It's a great place.
I want to offer this disclaimer to everyone watching this. Do not aggregate this unless you really want to. Do not think I'm breaking some kind of news, but I can't help but think about this. And I'm going to be, Kenton Gibbs and I are going to be doing a Locked On ACC episode later tonight. And I'm going to run this by Kenton. He'll probably like this because here's the thing. We've already seen within the last year, the SEC and the Big Ten, because they've had these meetings together. They formed this alliance. We've already seen evidence of them using the idea of leaving the college football playoff and doing their own playoff as leverage. We've already seen them do that. Like they've already made the threat of, hey, you better take care of us or we're going to leave and do our own thing. So knowing that, how can I not at least wonder if the CFP committee, they need to make sure, hey, like if it's really close, we need to give Bama the edge here because we need to make sure the SEC doesn't get so pissed that they leave us behind and do their own thing. And again, I got my tinfoil hat fully on when I say that, but it doesn't seem like that big of a stretch, right? Because we've already had evidence of the SEC and the Big Ten, especially the SEC, but they both that's the power too. They formed this alliance of using leverage with the idea that we don't need your playoff. We're honoring you and we're blessing you with our presence here. And if you don't do right by us, we're going to go off and do our own thing. Knowing that they've already used that leverage, what's to make me not feel like the CFP is going to make sure they give the tie or the close matchup to the SEC team to keep them happy? That's where I'm at right now.
No, look, Donno doesn't seem that big of a stretch at all, man. I think you make complete sense because it's a power play, right? Like Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, is like, hey, you guys can think you're cool, but we can leave at any moment. If you don't give us what we want, you could. Was it the story came out before the season that SEC wanted four automatic bids, right? Like they wanted 4, the Big Ten wanted 4. So it's like, what right do you got? The season hasn't started, but they put it out there. It was like, hey, you better give us 4. And guess what they got? Because they're the only Big Ten and the SEC are the only conferences where like the conference championship loser doesn't get a penalty. But if SMU loses, right? And SMU loses, they won't even make the playoff because Alabama, by some miracle, as an at-large bid, is locked in. So that's an automatic bid. Like that's if somebody's locked in now, but if SMU would have one conference loss in the conference championship game gets pushed out because they lost that game and Clemson jumps in. If I was South Carolina, I'm pissed because then South Carolina would have beat a conference champion, but they say, oh, there's no more data points. So it was the Bama, Nick Saban, SEC thing, and they pulled that. They pulled the power play. Also, I'm a very big tinfoil hat guy, so I would have agreed with you anyway with that because it's just money and power, So I'm 100% with you, man. But like the argument was stupid. Also, Donald, like the crazy thing about that stat were like the bowl eligible teams, right? Alabama only played 4 of them, right? Because they were 1 and 3, so they only played 4 500 football or better teams the whole season. Miami played 6 in that. Like, that's so crazy. Like again, the big bad SEC, Bama only played 4. That argument just made no sense. I understood getting passed over. I knew that was going to happen. But I feel like Ward Manor should just be like, you know what? Of course we're going to do it. They're the SEC and you're not. I would just prefer honesty in that sense than like, hey, we'll see. We'll figure it out. But yeah, man, 13th ranked.
Well, and let me just say, you were right to bring up the SMU scenario because Manuel has already hinted that SMU could drop below Alabama if they lose this weekend, which is crazy because Bama doesn't play this weekend. Like they don't play. They're not in their conference championship game. And you're already saying, hey, we could fully penalize a team for losing a conference championship in favor of a team that doesn't even play in one. Now, I've seen people suggest that, and this is not going to happen because this is not the way football works. But I've seen people actually saying, SMU should boycott the ACC championship game. Like they should not play it so they can't be which, I get what people are saying. Obviously SMU's not going to do that, but it's absurd. It's absurd. The idea that they could, by losing this weekend. And by the way, if SMU loses this weekend, they're still much like Miami is right now. They'd still be a win ahead of Alabama, and they could lose their spot to Bama if they lose in a conference championship game. I'm very upset about this whole thing.
The fact that Alabama would possibly move up with no more data points as the team which would have one conference loss, as opposed to Alabama that has 3 is insane. Like then why even have the schedule anymore? Why does it matter if we're just going to give 4 and 4 and the other 4 are at large and other people are crying? Like, Ole Miss doesn't deserve it. Again, South Carolina has a better argument. South Carolina has a better argument. Man, Donno, I'll let Joey ask a question before. I think he just pulled up to the house. Who's your favorite player in this recruiting class that's already signed?
I'm gonna say Luke Nickel because it's such an important position, the quarterback coming in, and he actually I just chatted with him. We're going to be posting our conversation around 5:00 today on Locked On Canes. He's just such a winner. He led as a junior last season, led Milton High School in Georgia, which is in the biggest classification to a state championship. They're undefeated so far this year. They're heading into the semifinals of the state playoffs in Georgia, and they're 16-0 dating back to last year. And I think he's a tremendous player, great, accurate passer. He's athletic. I mean, people don't think of him as being like somebody who can scramble and run, but he can. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play. But there's so many others. I mean, I'm a big fan of Herbert Scroggins, the edge rusher out of Benedictine Military Academy. I think Scroggins is someone who every time I see highlights of his senior high school film, it jumps off the page. Just a ridiculous kid. I'm really excited about Joshua Moore as well because I always get really hyped up about the big-bodied receivers, right? Like I'm really excited to see what Chance Robinson can do, who didn't play much this year as a true freshman, and Josh Moore at 6'4", 210, 215, whatever he is. I think it's going to be a great player here at Miami. And Max Buchanan is another one that I'm super excited for. He seems like he's got that alpha, really leadership mentality on the offensive line, and staying on the offensive line. SJ Alofa-Tuli, I'm really pumped for. Like that dude is, I think he's going to come in here and boss on that O-line, and maybe could be the center of the future or a great guard in the future. So yeah, those are some of the ones who really jump off the page for me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think SJ is my favorite player in this recruit. I always say like the draft, but like the recruiting class. I just like that young man. Like I just think him. Every year I have a guy that like stands out. And I'm like, yo, this is going to be the guy that just kicks with me. Like last year was Artavius Jones for no reason at all, other than like
Juggernaut.
The Juggernaut, man. Like he was just he's the reason why we stopped watching film. I was like, you know what? I don't want to see anything else. When he was like a tight end catching screens, it was insane. Yeah. But yeah, this class, look, it's not where we wanted it. But the season ended with a bad taste in our mouth. But speaking of changing the energy, and one of the original guys as well. Let's bring in Flo, and let's just have an OG, just some of the greatest content creators in this game. Flo, how you doing, brother?
One of them days. Are you a glass half full? You a glass half empty?
Could always be worse, Flo.
Exactly. It really could. What's up, Mr. Alex, Mr. Benny? I see y'all. Hopefully y'all are rocking good. I've been trying to keep in, but I'm sure like Donno knows the phones are going crazy, so trying to keep up, it's just insane.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Donno, let me ask you, man. when you're following all this, as long as you have, being an alumni of the university, watching this, how does this feel different going 10-2, but how it ended? How does this feel different as opposed to other years?
You know, I didn't imagine I could feel as disappointed as I am being 10-2, and a couple things like there's the obvious deficiencies on the field, but at the same time, you know, it's easy before the season starts. It's easy to say, hey, 10-2, I'd be thrilled. Sign me up for that. But once you're 10-2, you wish you were 11-1, right? If you're 11-1, you wish you were 12-0, right? And you know, obviously Miami lost both of their games by a combined 9 points, and they were favored to win both of those games. So you're always going to be disappointed. I mean, sometimes you need to zoom out. You know, the same way, you know, the last time Miami won 10 games, 2017, super disappointing because of the way the season ended, right? But, you know, you zoom out and we try to remember, man, that victory against Notre Dame was one of the coolest games ever. And I think we're going to look back. We're going to look back at this year and we're going to say, man, we got to watch the Cam Ward experience, 4,000 plus yards, you know, 36 touchdown passes, everything that Ward did. And I think we're going to be appreciative of that. But by no means am I saying I'm satisfied, right? Like I'm going to remember this season, especially for Ward, you know, and unfortunately, we've probably seen him play for the last time at Miami because, you know, you never, with regular bowl games, you know, our expectations for him opting in are not very high, of course. But yeah, I'm going to remember the Ward thing, but I'm not going to soon forget like how close Miami was to getting into the ACC championship game and how close they were to getting into the playoffs. So it was a pure roller coaster. And yeah, I know we're going to remember the defense not complimenting the number one offense in the country particularly well. And I still to this day, I get so shocked when you log into the NCAA stat portals and you look up total defense, Miami somehow top 25 in total defense, which I think that says a lot about college football. Right. It says, and I'm not saying this to flex like, hey, guys, the defense was not so bad. Obviously, the defense let us down on too many occasions, but somehow it's the weirdest stat of the year, a top 25 defense in college football. I don't know how that's possible. You know, there's not a lot of teams playing great defense out there, I guess.
No, definitely not. Yeah, that's a weird one because like that's a weird stat because if you look at it in ACC play, I think we're like 70th. Because we gave up 370 yards, but because of who we played that soft Florida team and then other teams. But man, it's so strange seeing us in that first page when we see it on Saturdays, and then we're not on page 2 or 3 like other programs in this other programs.
You're right.
In this
a lot of times when I'm checking the stats, and I know for certain things, like I'm going to skip right to page 3 for this one, but you know you can't skip to page 2 or 3 for the defense.
That's insane. Flo, man, how about you, man? Little retrospective view of it. If you told us 10-2 and how it finished, how are you feeling now? And how would you have looked at it if we told you at the beginning it would have been 10-2 in year 3 of Coach Cristobal?
I think everything, you know, even when you discuss the numbers and the rankings, you know, you got to add context to it, you know, at the end of the day. And you know, you guys, I know you, I speak with you, Ben. I talk to Alex sometimes, you know, also, but I knew we weren't as good as our record, but because of the schedule and because we had one of the best players in the country, I felt 10-2 was doable. You know, I was drinking the Kool-Aid, man, in August. I always say I blame Coach Hayes because he got me on it and I couldn't get off it. How did we play throughout the year? I mean, if you just, you know, you take the shades off, you know, that was a tight win against VT. It was a tight win against Cal. You know, like even our two losses were tight. You know, it's you look at the roster that was built. I think you're underwhelmed with the finish. You know, at the end of the day, yes, the defense didn't play good, and like you guys brought up, okay, we finished top 25, but you know, optics don't lie. You know, and people say numbers don't lie. I think numbers with no context lie. You know, you know, at the end of the day. And I'm telling you, I don't think there's one person that's watching the show or is a Kings fan that will tell you the defense was pretty solid this year. You know, I see a top 25 defense. I would be shocked if someone would say that. But 10-2 is great. You know, that's the result. That's a fact. Nobody can dispute that. You want to say, should we be in? Should we not be in? That's a whole other discussion. But I would take 10-2 in a heartbeat if you would have told me that in August. I didn't know what it was going to look like. I'm a little disappointed how it looks like, but I'll take 10-2. I'm very, very frustrated with the way this recruiting cycle is going. I'm sure we're going to get into that, but I'm happy with the result. I don't know how I feel about how we got to the result.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. It just how it ended just feels so much worse, especially how this day is going, right? Because like the expectations and how it started, and like, oh, maybe we turned the corner. Then Georgia Tech happens, kind of little bounce back against Wake Forest, and then Syracuse 21-0. Like, oh, we might have figured something out. Like, oh God, here comes this defense. It was tough, man. But Donald, before we get you out of here, man, thank you so much for jumping on. I can't thank you enough. You from when the time we started this. I think we had like 100 subscribers. We clicked and we just had a great time, man. You are one of the nicest people doing this Canes content thing. I don't just say that because you're on here. I've told you this in person. You know what I mean? I'm not a person that lies online to not say it in person, man. I can't thank you enough. Donald, look, everybody knows you, right? Everybody knows where you at. But please let them know where they can find you, when they can listen to you. And you're locked on ACC tonight with Kenton Gibbs.
Well, thank you so much, Ben, first of all. And you guys are all some of the best people as well. And Flo, I'm saying that to you as well. Like, just genuinely good people. Like, so sometimes I hear from these guys just to see how I'm doing, right? And it, like nothing, no strings attached or anything. Like, just reaching out to see how you are, and it means so much to me. Ben, Joey, and of course my guy CB and Polk Kane. I love all you guys. So I appreciate the shout outs. And yeah, I know it's been a little bit of a frustrating signing day today. I was really happy about Kellen Wiley, disappointed, especially wasting all that time watching TJ Alford's football coach yapping and only to not land.
We'll never get back.
I kept thinking, as long as TJ picks Miami, it's going to be worth it listening to this coach talk for 40 minutes. And my time is completely wasted. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. You can find the show at Locked On Canes on every platform, man. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Just search Locked On Canes. We had an episode already today. I just want to plug what we have coming up later because I had a chance to chat with Luke Nickel and congratulate him and talking about his whole recruiting process. That's going to be coming out. I wanted to hold on to that for a couple of hours so he could have his high school ceremony first. So I didn't steal his thunder or anything like that. So we're going to put that out at 5. I'm also going to be talking with Casey McDermott, who's a former Miami offensive lineman. That's going to come out later. And then, like you mentioned, Ben, we're going to have Locked On ACC tonight. I'm going to put I might actually put on a real tinfoil hat tonight and
100% do it.
Tell Kenton Gibbs all of my theories about the ACC, and their treatment by the College Football Playoff Committee. So I appreciate you guys so much and have an awesome rest of your show.
Thank you so
much.
Nice seeing you,
bro.
Take care, brother.
Nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you.
Oh, my bad. I'm back. All right. As the rotating guests continue, we have Flo. This is a young man that I don't think you've met him in person probably, but he's one of my good friends, man. Our guy is Zubie Charles, is putting the miles on that vehicle right now, trying to make it to every high school in South Florida.
You better save that gas, dog. You better save that gas.
He better have an electric vehicle, bro. I swear to God.
Moving around, man. I appreciate you guys for having me on.
How you doing, man? What schools have you gone to this morning? Where you headed to now? What's the latest, man?
I was at Miami Central, Columbus, or I was supposed to go to Columbus, but got taken away, and then I just left American Heritage. So those 3 stops right now.
All right. When you follow this recruiting thing, man, and go to all the games that you could possibly go to on a Friday and Saturday window, man, what's been your impression about how the Canes have done for future classes? Because we started turning the page already to 26, right? Like that's the crazy thing. Like we're in 25 still, but you start looking at it and you go to these games, man. What's the impression you're getting from the future classes and some of the guys that are jumping on this class this year?
Yeah, a lot of positivity from the guys that are bought in. They're super, super bought in. I spoke with Ezekiel Marston. I spoke with Amari Wallace today, and those guys are committed to Miami early, stuck with Miami throughout the process, never really entertain anybody else. And, they're super bought in. They believe in, what Coach Cristobal and those guys are doing. Then, that's kind of the genuine, consensus among those guys that I speak with. Everyone sees the trajectory of the program, them winning 10 games this year. Obviously, having the number one offense in the country helped as well, too. But obviously, as we see in the last, few weeks of the season, things kind of got a little down for the Canes, losing, 2 of the last 3. But, for the most part, all the kids were pretty high on Miami throughout the year. And obviously, you're not going to win every single recruiting battle like a lot of us, hope to and, thought we would after winning 10 games. But I was harping on this a lot. Might have lost some guys, but this is still a really, really good class at the end of the day. And then you add a guy like Kellen Wiley in the mix, who I think is one of the best linebackers of the country just for his size, his ability to move. Had the chance to watch him live against, one of Miami's best programs, Miami Norland. He was, probably the best player on the field. So a lot to still love about this class. Like I said, I know everybody wishes we can, land every 5-star, but that's impossible. But still a lot to love about these kids and, a ton of positivity coming out this group for sure.
Flo, you got a question for Zubie?
I just don't know how he stays so positive. I need to get whatever he's on.
Bro, this guy's
my
crazy,
man's got that world-class smile, and he's still trying to, he's got the glass half full mentality. I like it. I don't really have a question. I'm just still in shock, to be honest, on the way it went down. But I guess I'll throw this one at you. How about you? Are you surprised on how? Because in the back of your head, you're recruiting also, so you got to know, like, okay, it's bad, but Mario's gonna do a little something. Yeah. Not just Wiley. Maybe throw a little other, just another little, just to calm everybody down. And as of now, there hasn't been any like little hope. It seems like. Are you shocked?
I wouldn't say shocked, but I am a bit surprised. It's so hard because behind the scenes recruiting is so fluid. It can be 30 minutes apart. One kid said he's locked in, and the next thing you know, oh, this kid's at this school, he's flipping in 5 minutes. So it's like you can't expect anything. You always got to expect unexpected. But with the track history of Coach Cristobal, these last 2 cycles, I am a bit surprised that, they didn't have a few big splashes, but I can't say like, oh, I'm completely shocked because, with some guys, like with the Drake Stubbs situations, I was first shocked when he committed to Miami.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like, I remember interviewing him in January. I remember talking with him throughout the spring. And I even, before I came on to one of the shows with, Ben and Joe, I was like, I think he's going to Florida. So seeing him ultimately end up in Florida, especially how the things have ended, towards the tail end of the year, I'm not shocked by that. Gavin Nix, obviously he's a really good prospect. Oregon, they're writing blank checks over there. Obviously there's other reasons he probably went to Oregon too, but they have a healthy NIL thing. So I'm not shocked by that. But I'm just a little bit surprised that there weren't any more kind of big splashes that we see like with the flips, like last year, the Justin Scott, the year before that, Landon, Ruben Bain. That's the only thing that surprised me a little bit. But kind of the whole class as a whole, I'm not, too like up in arms and like things like that. And like you mentioned, kind of looking at things, the glass half full, because like I said, at the end of the day, I've watched probably 80 to 70% of this cast playing. They've got some really, really good, talented football players coming in. And like I mentioned, guys that are bought in, guys that, weren't entertaining other programs, weren't, taking secret visits, aren't throwing hats at their signing days, just putting the cap on, signing, ready to get to work. So that's probably something I'm taking away from kind of all this signing, is getting the right guys in, because we've seen it in the past few cycles. You get a guy in that's super hyped up, a 4-star guy, top 100 prospect, and then he fizzles out. And then you get a guy like OJ Federic, who's probably was in the 800 or 900s coming into the program, and probably the best DB that they have this year. So a lot to still be happy for, and a lot of guys I think are going to come in and are the right type of guys you want to bring your program, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no doubt. Joey, what you got for Zubie, man? As he puts 1,000 miles on in 15 minutes.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing? Flo, how are you, gentlemen? How are you?
I'll get going a little later in the show. I'm just a lot of shit just happened in the last hour.
Yeah.
And I'm not in a good place.
Sure. I get it.
We can work through it, brother. We can work through it. This is what this show ends up being sometimes. Sometimes it's just therapy. You know what I mean?
It's frustrating when you know some of the plan, but you don't know the entire plan.
Mm-hmm.
And you still got to support. Right? You're like, I know a lot of people feel it's about money and this and that. Like Miami has the money, bro. It's not that. It's one or two people that decide whether they're going to spend it or not on certain things. And I do understand that their full plan is to not just do high school recruiting, but also hit the portal and then see what that looks like after that. But at halftime, because it's halftime right now, the portal doesn't open yet. I'm a little disappointed. I do think I agree with Zubie. I think there's a lot of quality and there's a lot of players that are like the culture guys that we need and for this that are fitting into the way the building is shaping out since Mario's gotten here. But I do believe optics matter, and I do believe the boosters like optics. You know, and I think that we'll see. He's got. I really believe in my heart he's going to have to do something really good in the portal the next month to just make this forget. Because I mean, the players are good. If you follow recruiting and you actually study film, there's some ballers like Zubie said. I mean, there's guys you're gonna be like, whoa, wow, this guy. But as far as optics, which optics to me equals people that spend money, I think that you got to do some stuff in the portal.
I have a question for both of you guys, man. We know Coach Cristobal, his recruiting is off the charts, right? He spends probably the most time and energy and resources into recruiting high school kids. Why, moving forward, does he move away from that? Like, why do that and use all your energy and resources if someone can come in the day before and offer you this to go somewhere else? You've been on a kid for 5, 10, 6, 7 years, and then that doesn't matter. And does he restructure his staff now? Because do I need all these recruiting killers on my staff? Do I need them? Or do I need staff members that can develop, tacticians, teachers? How does that work moving forward? Ben drop.
I mean, I personally don't think he needs to change anything or will change anything. I just feel like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I know it's a disappointing year. I know we missed out, or they're probably going to miss out on the playoffs with how things went. But there's still been progression from, when he first got here to the second year till now. So, like I said, obviously, this isn't how, any of us wanted the class to end out. And, you wanted to land the DJ Pickett's. You wanted to flip the TJ Alfords and, guys of that nature and things like that. But I do still think the trajectory of the program is still, going upwards. I don't think this is coming crashing and burning anytime.
I think we lost him. Oh no, he's back.
You muted, Zubie. We can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Okay. Go ahead,
I mean, I've been in this game 20 plus years, and I think you do have to make some. I don't think you adjust on the staff. I don't think you adjust your style, but you got to be aware. You got to be aware that the game is changing a little bit. But I agree with him that I don't think Mario is Mario, and I guarantee you, if you get to sit down with Mario internally when no one's around, he's not that pissed off about the class. I think he's got dudes that he liked and he wanted in the class. It's again, to me, it's the optics, right? It's the perception. It's which in today's football that equals dollars, So I think that's where I'm going with it. But as far as the class goes, if you know football and you play football, he got dudes. He got some dudes, man. Real talk.
Yeah, I mean,
Zubie, what were you saying, Zubie?
What's the last thing you guys heard me say? Because my phone ringing, man.
It went off. Your phone going off. You were saying you don't think anything needs to change staff-wise.
Yeah, I mean, and I know people are probably gonna kill me for this, but the fire Guidry stuff to me is like, I'm not up in arms. I'm not joining everybody in that march to get Guidry out of Coral Gables. I think he's a good coach. I just think the certain things need to be worked out. Like last year, I'm not comparing, last year at all to this year, but we saw the offense struggle last year with certain pieces not in the right places. You put those right pieces in the right places, you get the number one offense in the country. Coach Guidry has a good track record of having good defenses, at Marshall, his first year at Miami. So we obviously knew coming into this year that the secondary was going to be a question mark. And then you add the injuries. You had Jadis Richard going out. You had Damari Brown missing, all the years. And this all that on top of not having the guys. That's a perfect recipe for what we saw against Syracuse and things like that. So I'm hoping. I think I'm just I'm the type of guy. I think keeping a staff intact is better than blowing it up and just having to restart again. Because not like I said, I'm not trying to compare, but you saw what happened. In Florida, they kept the right guy. They kept the staff because their program looked like absolutely garbage in the middle of the year. They kept the guys. They said, "Hey, we're rocking with you guys. We're putting that faith, and we're instilling that faith." I think. Obviously, I'm going to say these kids nowadays, but I just think instilling this faith and belief in these guys can change the way you play. Just hearing all the negativity, hearing, "Oh, you guys are awful. Oh, you guys are the reason why we're not winning games." I feel that's huge to kids. Because at the end of the day, these kids are still humans. They're not just robots that play college football. So I'm a firm believer. I just think if they would move on from Gidry, I wouldn't be a fan of that decision. I think, keeping him for one more year, getting him the guys, because I said this before. Last year, you have two really good safeties. His defense is ran through the safeties. This year, not saying Jaden Harris and Mishpat aren't the guys, but obviously Cam Kitchens and James Williams were better safeties in my opinion, and the defense is much better. So I just think get the right guys in that defensive system and just keep doing what you're doing. Trajectory of the program's still upwards, and I'm not a fan of blowing things up and changing everything just because a few commitments didn't go your way.
Yeah. What you think about that, Flo?
I love him, but I disagree. I agree with about the safeties, but setting the edge has nothing to do with safeties. Kiko looked like not another person this year. I know he was battling a few injuries, but just picking the wrong gabs, diving. Every time they went a team went in motion or just did a shift, everybody looked at each other like they were crazy on defense. Like, what does that do? I don't even know what that did. Like, there's just a lot there, and that never got fixed. In my opinion, it just never got. But I am not a fan of always changing. I love. It was cool to have the same two coordinators for the first time in a long time.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, to me, it just looked really bad. And I know everyone in here played football, and you guys know there was some basic stuff that just looked atrocious. Forget, that the safety play was below average. To be nice, but. You guys see, and I know, I think Zubie, I think was either a wide receiver or a DB. I can't remember. I heard him on one of his shows one time. But the corners are giving inside leverage. The DNs are not holding the edge, whether it's on the short side or the wide side. Just we're running stunts and twist every single play. It felt like Kiko to me was a different person. I thought someone stole his jersey and was wearing it and kidnapped him. And full disclosure, he was fighting a few injuries this year, but there was just so much where it went wrong to me with that defense that I like Gidry too, but he's a clown. Like I like him, but I just don't know. I just don't know if I don't think he did enough, in my opinion, to hold it down another year. Joe, you tell us, Joe.
Yeah, man. It was very, very odd to see this. Very odd. Like, I agree with you, Flo, man. The basic stuff.
Yeah.
Just the basic stuff. Just do the basics and you're good. Like, I think you can probably say we give up 14 less points a game, man. If you just do the basic stuff, that's it. Set the edge. When a guy is too slow, he gets beat. That's on the guy, man. He misses a tackle. He's there. He misses a tackle. That's on the guy. But when you don't set the edge, man, when you just are confused by motion, you don't know what coverage you're in, the communication is off. That's the teaching, man, and that's the coaching, and that's hard for me. So for me, either way, if they brought Gidry back and he has the pieces and everything, I wouldn't mind bringing them back, but on a very short leash. I'm talking like, fam, after game 3, if it's not popping, we need to do something different. But I wouldn't be mad if they chose to go another direction either, and I would definitely understand that.
going back to the basic things 100%, because I learned in Pop Warner as a defensive end, get upfield and have your linebackers in the middle.
Right, man.
So like seeing that was
Yeah.
a little bit frustrating, but no, there's not. You guys you hit it on the nail. The basics were kind of just like, what are you doing? But I don't know, man. For some reason, I got faith in that G-man, and I think like Flo said, having the same coordinators for back-to-back years just is something good. And one thing that I want to mention with recruiting, one of the biggest things I hear from the top recruits is stability. Like, hey, I want to go to a program where I know this coach is going to be here. It's not going to be a 1 year and then I'm dealing with the whole staff that did recruitment, things like that. So I feel like when I said bringing him back, that was kind of the back of my mind. But obviously now signing days in, these guys are signed, maybe that, and then you can cut that leash. But I just, hear that so often with guys, with Gavin X, I bring it up. His big thing was stability, and Coach Derek Nicholson being there, Coach Gidry being there, and then you talk to him about other staffs. Those guys have been there for multiple years and produce a lot of things. So him and just a whole bunch of other guys always talk about stability, and just being comfortable with the guy that's being coaching you, not having to kind of reset the whole thing when you get there. So that's a little bit of a factor that I'm thinking by keeping him. But like I said, signing this year, so hey, you can do whatever you want with them now, I guess.
All bets off now, boy.
Yeah. And let me ask real quick, as far as recruits on the defensive side, was that do you guys think that was a factor in some guys choosing not to come, how the defense looked? Because it is optics, like Flo said. Was that a factor?
I think so. So go ahead, Zubie. I'll let you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say I definitely think so, because when they were doing good, everybody was talking about it, and as we saw, former Miami commit Drake Stubbs, said it. Hey, seeing that Syracuse thing was kind of the final straw. I mean, as a recruit, there's either two ways you can look at it. Hey, I can come in and be an impact player. Or, damn, I don't want to play for this, sorry ass defense. And it's really up to the kid and his mindset. And like I said, I hate comparing it to it, but you watch that Florida defense, they're flying around. They kind of shut down Ole Miss, which is one of the best offenses in the country. And as a kid, you go back to, hey, do I want to be a part of a rebuild, or do I want to be another weapon to a defense that's flying around? And I mean, he said to himself, that was the thing. I mean, I'm not saying every single kid was like, oh, I don't want to play for Miami anymore because the defense looks bad. Because like I said, you do have the kids that say, man, I can jump in, like Jabari Antoine, type of kid said, hey, I can jump in and I can probably start a corner next year when I get there. Ezekiel Marston or Amari Wallace are saying, hey, I want to, be a part of the solution. So I think it's just a coin flip with the type of kid he is. But obviously we saw the negatives of having a defense that suffered, losing those two big guys.
I agree 1,000,000%. And then, when you get them off the record, the boys will chop it up with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say it. You just can't go on a YouTube or whatever and say it. It's just 100%. And I do think, and I've said it a lot in the last few days, I think the money kind of stuff is crazy right now. But when the money's kind of even, that's really important to them, bro. and they'll tell you, like, it ain't really, because it's out. You're right there, right? The money is definitely an issue, and it's been out of control. But if someone's matching it or they're pretty close, what do you think it comes down to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head with that one. I forgot who I was talking to, but it's like, if you think about it, obviously, you're not, going into a recruiting battle, Miami versus USF, and saying, oh, the money is, but Miami, Florida, money is right there. Yeah. I mean, it's not off by much, if any. So at the end of the day, it does come down to what does that product look on the field. And, he said it's a players, but I think it's a coaches. And at that point, it's a lost cause. And he was saying, hey, I was thinking about it before. That's the last straw. It's just like, at that point, like I said, money may be a couple $1,000s off, but I don't think that was a final say in that decision.
My dog said a couple thousand.
Yeah,
a couple of 100,000.
My dog being nice, he said a couple thousand. I'm like, man, okay.
I don't like crunching numbers in pocket watches, so
bro. That's he bring. I was impressed with the Kellen Wiley thing, because if you're because if you're in this, you felt good for a while, right? And then like the last week and a half, 2 weeks, you're like, this is not looking so smart. This ain't looking so good. And then you get the big dog, the Brinks truck people, Texas coming through, talk about whatever it is, whatever you need, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they're not playing too bad, right? They're in the SEC championship game. So I think that was one that I have to give kudos to Coach to hold on to that and or switch that back a little bit more. Because I did not expect that. I'll be honest. I did expect two others that we didn't get a chance to flip, but I didn't expect that one the way that one was trending a few days ago.
So I want to kind of talk about that too, because I feel like that's a perfect example of what we're just talking about. Like Texas and Miami, money, like Texas, they're not cutting any corners. At the end of the day, the kid thinks he can come in and be an impact player on that defense instead of saying, "Hey, I want to go to a defense that's already flying around the ball." I think that is the perfect example of kind of what we're just talking about. So I want to add that to what you said.
It's funny you were talking about you saw him play when they played the Miami team, and I was there and I went to see Pringle play.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept going, who is that? Because I didn't know who he was. I'll be honest with you. I had no idea.
At the end of the game, everybody's like, who's number 6? Who's number 6? I remember somebody FaceTime Dennis on the sideline and is like, yo, this linebacker 6'4", moves like 5'11", and knocking helmets off. It was just like, wow.
He ate that game too, dog. Like, it was crazy. I felt stupid because, you know, if you follow this a little bit, you kind of know when someone's coming up a little bit. I had no idea who this cat was.
Flo, listen, if you felt stupid, we all felt even dumber because absolutely no one. I mean, I honestly, no one knew who he was. Like everyone was asking. I'm working for On 3, the guy from Rivals, the guy from 47 were like, yo, like, who is this kid? And I walk up to him. I'm like, who are you? He's like, Kellen Wiley. I got a few offers already. Check his profile. No profile picture.
That's how he sounds? That's how he sounds?
Like,
oh, okay. You got a deep voice. Okay.
Damn. Yeah, no profile picture, no stars, and then boom, he's a top 100 prospect. It's like those are the type of guys that you find, and then you look back and like, wow, how did this 6'4" linebacker that probably I would not be surprised if he ran a 4.5, 4.4, just how fast he is.
He's bad. He's a bad. It's funny. I thought I had asked a couple of people because I thought it was a guy that maybe transferred in from another state. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought at first. I was like, okay, who's this transfer? I kept saying in my head, this has got to be a transfer because there's no way we haven't seen this dude, right? Or heard of him at least. And my goodness, dog, that dude, I remember it was like when I went to see T2 a long time ago, and I couldn't get my eyes off of Wes. And I was like, who's that though over there? Because it was just because, you know, everyone was there to see, you know, T2, and then all of a sudden Wesley's flashing like crazy as a junior, or I think it was as a junior, and it was just nuts. It was kind of like that same vibe. I went to see Pringle, but I was like, that's nice, but what's that over there? It was crazy.
Zubie, I got one more question for you. I want to get Will from 305 Sports in, Willie Diamonds in here. Are there any plans? It feels like this first little cycle is over with. DJ Pickett sticking to LSU. I think we all knew that, right? Is there moving forward? I think they have, what is this? 3 days. 3 days
till Friday,
something like that, till Friday, and then you have February, right? So, are there any other names that you can give us that may pop up, or something that we can look forward to?
I mean, I would have to kind of look through which guys have actually signed and got posted, but off the top of my head right now, it seems like, I don't know if Jarquez Carter officially signed or whatever, how that may be but him, Pickett, Alford, Hanks did it early in the morning. Brown's gone, Wilson's gone. It's kind of like, I mean, all you're waiting for is the Malachi Tony thing, and that's going to get handled itself.
Yep.
There's no other teams in the mix. That's all Miami right there. But besides that, I think it's portal time, man. You gotta
time Monday, right? Portal opens Monday.
Yeah, so well, after these conference championship games, man, buckle up because you already see a few names, hopping in, and obviously Miami's going to be very active. You got a couple quarters in your pocket from missing out on some high school kids, so might as well throw that at the guys you think can come in and make an instant impact. So it's going to be on portal watch. Maybe something, guy says, hey, I want to back off of my national letter of intent, but you don't really see that too often nowadays. But for the most part, it looks like kind of the high school portion of things you're wrapping up right now.
Yeah. Okay, man. Cool. Listen, we appreciate you coming on. Appreciate. I know you busy. I know that phone's ringing. Both of y'all phones is going crazy.
I'm on that shit right now.
That's so crazy. Yo, be safe in that car, Zubie.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Please be safe, man. Yes, we'll keep it. You already know how it is, man.
Appreciate
Thank you.
All right, boy.
Thank you, Flo, man.
See you around, big dog.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Let me get Will in here real quick. Hey, 305 Sports Now. Willie Diamonds, Willie Falcone is in the building. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Good, gentlemen. How are we doing today? Thank you so much for having me on. It's an
Yeah.
honor to be here once again for your second annual National Signing Day segment here at the You Heard podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Flo, the CEO handling business up there with the earpieces. Probably got 3 phones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he looks busy too, man.
Yeah.
Like a
Hey,
criminal
sorry,
banker.
guys.
Yes, sir. Will, real quick, man. What do you we obviously see what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's surprise, if anyone is surprised or in shock, or like what is your state right now? What's your status right now regarding National Signing Day?
Well, it sucks because I expected us to land another top 5 class this year. But it is what it is. Despite our 13th ranking right now, according to 247 Sports, I do like the players that we have picked up and have signed already. I think that SJLF Faituli, he's one of my favorite, recruits that we picked up. I think he's going to be an absolute baller, especially coming from a program that produces top Power 5 guys over there at Bishop Gorman as well. I like Joshua Moore. I think we were in need of a tall receiver. I think he fits that, for the University of Miami as well. I like our tight ends as well. I love Chris Ewald. I think he's going to help us out at corner. He has great ball skills, can break, can break on the defender, can tackle. The total package, he can tackle guys as well. Running backs, not afraid to get dirty. So I'm happy with the guys we got. It just sucks. I really wanted TJ Alford. I was really hoping he would put on the Miami hat, but I get it. Right now, as far as our defense goes, there's a lot of calls for the dismissal of Coach Guidry. You guys know how I feel about that. So he really probably doesn't know what the situation is, and we don't know what he's thinking. So I can see why he picked Ohio State. I was hoping we get that flip. We do need a linebacker with speed that goes sideline to sideline, but I do think we'll definitely address those issues in the portal this year.
Hey, did you not off topic, but there's a linebacker that jumped in the portal from I think he's from an HBCU.
Grambling.
Okay. Yep. Have you seen him?
Yeah,
I know you have, Flo. Have you seen him yet, Willie?
He's like this huge guy, right? Like I was scrolling on Twitter and I saw this guy that jumped into the portal.
He's like this huge guy,
and he's like huge. He looks like a brick wall, man. Walking. Is that the guy you guys are referring to?
Yes.
He's a tackling machine.
And he can run and hit.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you think that's a Flo? I asked you. Do you think that's somebody we're pursuing, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff happening right now. Clearly, I think it's something that we can talk portal if you want. And just, I think you need a separate show for what's going on.
Yeah. Okay,
there's. I'll just say this, and that's what I was getting on the phone a minute ago, because when you were asking Zubie, is there another player kind of hanging out there? And I'm trying to get his name for you guys because I can't remember it. There was a decommit within the last week. Defensive lineman I think he plays the edge, big blue chip guy, and he said he's going to take his recruitment into February. If somebody in the chat can come up with his name, and I know Miami is involved in that, by the way. So but I know Zubie, and he had to go, so I didn't want to jump on that, but I can't remember his name right now. If somebody in the chat can help that out, that'd be great.
And at that too.
Yeah. And I know Miami's involved there. They're definitely one of the teams trying to get it with that. But as far as portal goes, look, what I said earlier was simple. Talent acquisition, if you do 4 quarters, we're at halftime, and I think we're down by 2 touchdowns. That's how I look at it, because you kept who I thought you were going to keep for the most part. You know what I mean? And there's really good players that are culture guys, like we spoke earlier in this class. But from an optics standpoint, you took 3 steps backwards. You literally took 3 steps backwards from an optics standpoint. And like I said earlier, optics equals open checkbooks.
Yeah.
And when optics start going south, they're not football people. They just want to see something with momentum and things are good. So they'll go here. You know, they're boosters for a reason. You know, not taking a shot at them, but there's boosters for a reason.
Yeah.
So I'll say this, that I need and expect Miami to knock it out of the park in December in the portal.
Yeah. Roderick Berry, real quick, had y'all spoke on Tony. What is his deal? Tony is fine.
We good.
I think he's waiting to sign with his teammates. You know,
We
I think
good.
they all do it at the same time. So I think he's waiting to sign with his teammates. So sticking with high school, right? We won't jump to portal now. Portal will open Monday. There'll be plenty to talk about next week.
Start tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Well, the POF era is over at Miami. We know that.
Yeah.
The girls in the nightlife are gonna miss that guy.
Yeah. I heard he was the man when he walked.
He was the man, bro. At night.
High school wise, DBs. I think, you know, I've been on record as very excited to what came in. Adding Ben Hanks would have been a, you know, topping on the cake, and adding Pickett would have been the same. But I think with what we have now, like, I'm really good. Who do you see in that room contributing early next year? Because we still have some guys like Ryan Mack is going to be a problem next year. Who do you guys see contributing early next year? And do you see someone currently there being pushed out? Willie, I have you go first.
Yeah, go ahead, Will.
Ewald is someone I really like. I think you need a boundary corner, and I think he has the boundary pretty well unlocked. You could also put him at nickel. I saw him play a little nickel as well, but I think he's better off here at the boundary. He's a good tackler. He's somebody I think could jump in right away as well. Currently, at the moment, being pushed out a little bit, possibly Robert Stafford. I haven't seen him at all this year. And so I think if it's anybody that I can think off the top of my head, it would probably be him as well. Or maybe one of the Washington brothers, the one that played receiver, Robbie Washington. Yeah, I think he might be one that kind of like pushed aside for someone like Ewald. I mean, Chaminade produces really good football players as we've seen this season. So I think that Ewald could fit right into any defensive scheme personally.
Okay, real quick before you go, Flo, let me get Rock and Rant. Appreciate you, brother. At least Mario beat GT in recruiting barely, 14 versus 18. Yeah, man. You know we don't Rock and Rant, man. We don't look at those numbers, man. Those
He's
numbers,
so funny, bro.
Numbers can eat them numbers, man. Get out of here, Flo, man. Yeah, what you think, Flo?
I think that I don't feel the same way everyone feels about the DB room moving forward. I just don't. I think it's going to be a strength of the team. I think that, you know, I think OJ's that dude.
I agree.
I think Damari Brown is that dude. I know Ryan Mack is that dude. You know, he's got to recover from an injury. I think Deani Hill's gone. I think Stafford's gone. And I think depending on NIL conversations about the Washington brothers, about that conversation, how that goes, I think that and I think you bring in two guys from the portal, and that just becomes a problem because I'm telling y'all, those are NFL. Damari and OJ are NFL guys. You know, they're gonna. I mean, you don't play like that as a freshman, and people are like, "Well, give him some credit. He developed OJ." No, he didn't. That's a lie. OJ got here late. He was like that when he got here, and people don't understand that. Like, don't tell me he developed. Oh, no, they did not develop OJ. OJ was like that when he got here. Right? Yeah. And Damari was hurt all year. You know, they try to throw him out there, get a couple snaps. He's not himself yet. He's a little heavy. He's got to drop some weight, but you know, he's going to be fine. And I can tell y'all, as long as Ryan Mack is healthy, he's on the field. Like, he's on the field. I'm a little bit. I'm not as optimistic on Ewald as Will. I've seen him play a lot. I think he's going to make a transition to safety at some point. I don't think he has the speed to play corner in the Division I. We'll see. But he can tackle his ass off, you know, so I could see him in the box a little bit. He put on a little weight, you know what I'm saying, like that. And I think the dude that might be able to play early as long as his injury is good is the Louisville guy, Louisiana guy. Antoine. He's one. That's another one. I have never seen him play live, but that tape
Yeah.
That tape is no joke right there.
Yeah. John, Capcito, John, what up, baby? We need a DC that can maximize the DBs we have. I agree. We have legit talent there. Absolutely. That's not, we know. Absolutely. So basically, the safety from North Dakota State in the portal.
You making up schools now? What are you doing? Like,
no. And then they go to know the big white dude.
The big white dude, the 6'4" dude that had a blow that didn't play this year.
Yeah.
That one, yeah, he was really good in 2023.
Hey man, listen. We need a dog. We can move him in the box or something.
No, listen, if he's recovered, I'd take him in a heartbeat. Look at what he's done, bro. He's big, he's fast, he's smart, he's a tackling machine. But let's see what that knee look like.
Yeah. So real quick, at who do we see at outside corner, star, and the two safeties?
When?
Right now. Who do we see? In 25.
Ooh. Oh, 25.
Yes, 25.
Well,
who you got?
The safety, there's a safety. I mean, Quan I think is one of them. I think Patterson is going to be one. I think the other is not on the team currently. I think he's going to be from the portal.
Okay.
I think we get another corner, to be honest with you, for sure. Like, I would bet money on that we get one, probably two, because we're going to need a nickel also, right?
Right.
So nickels can kind of play, nickels are versatile a little bit, right? So that's when I say two. I think you need one true corner, and I think you need someone that can play nickel and kind of a couple spots, like you said.
So is Damari and OJ outside?
Yeah, okay. I think Damari, OJ are like that, and again, it's only because I don't know if Ryan is going to recover as fast as we would like him to, because I think Ryan is going to be unbelievable at Miami as long as that injury doesn't hold him down. But I think there's 3 spots coming in the defensive back, so it's hard for me to tell. But I will say Quan, and I would wager on that as long as he stays healthy and doesn't have an injury. I mean, he's like that. He's that guy. I watched a lot of football last year, and he was one of the best players I saw live. And I remember just going to watch where there was a bunch of 5-stars. They were playing a team from Virginia, I think it was, or DC, one of those San Francisco, I think they played, or something like that. And there was dogs over there too. And Zaquan was the best player on the football field, and that's with Lyle there and everybody. So I think he gets on the field, no doubt. But OJ and Damari for sure. I just don't know how it shakes out from the portal. It depends on what you get in the portal. They're not on the team right now. I can tell you that.
What you think, Ben?
I agree with Flo. One safety isn't on the team. Zaquan got that spot. Damari and OJ on the outside. If you want to go young, but I think you're gonna need a nickel in the portal. You're gonna need at least one. I would say 2 just for depth, because you know what I'm saying, the young guys, you're gonna have to go that way. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of up for grabs in spring ball as we turn the page. So we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be mad at Cameron Bobby Pruitt, man, if I'm being honest with you.
As safety,
if he does, as like an in the box safety. You know what I'm saying? Like a drop, like an in the box safety. Like if he struggles to put on weight, I would like him as an in the box safety because he's quick. I think he's a lot more versatile than
I love him. Don't get me wrong. I love him.
Just like as an option, as like a role, like if you want to have him as like a hybrid position, as like a safety linebacker, you know what I'm saying, in the box safety, I wouldn't be mad.
Who's faster, Pruitt or Pickett?
Booker Pickett?
Yeah.
I don't know. That boy quick.
That boy quick.
It's crazy, right? And he's got the size where he could do a little of that too. It's interesting when you start really thinking about what Mario's has recruited. Let's get Will's answers.
Yeah, well, I agree with you guys as far as safety goes. I think Zaquan Patterson is going to be the starting safety next year. I do think we get a portal guy as well. I think the safeties coming in are a little bit inexperienced, even though I do like Bryce Fitzgerald. And I like what I saw. Hopefully, when he heals from his injury on film from Amari Wallace.
I like Bryce, man.
As well, so I like Bryce a lot. And Amari Wallace as well. Obviously, when he gets better from his injury, he can fill that role very well. I don't know, man. I think that if you could, I think you play Damari not just in the boundary. He's my boundary guy, but you can also slide him in at nickel as well. That was something that was being speculated before the year started, having him at nickel. So if you want a quicker guy on the boundary you might want to go portal that route and slide into Mari in the nickel, because I think you do both, to be honest with you. He can play nickel and he could also play the boundary. But if you were to ask me today, I think Damari goes to the boundary, and I think we go nickel also in the portal as well, just because we have our defensive backfields a little inexperienced.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. And Rocky, yeah, you're absolutely correct, Rocky. So yeah, that needs to be Booker if we're gonna do that. You know what I mean?
By the way, just to add on to Rocky's point, I know the Mesidor in coverage was a criticism, of what are we doing? That's actually part of Guidry's scheme. If you go to the old Marshall tapes, the old a lot of people don't know that. If when I saw the comments
Elijah
on
Austin used to do that all the
That's
time.
why Kelly transferred.
Yeah. So
I'm just letting y'all know.
But
well, I mean, that's something Guidry likes to do. So I mean, if you are gonna do that, I think a lighter defensive end might be your best bet, like a Booker Pickett or even a Marquise Lightfoot, who's a little bit lighter. But yeah, that is part of Guidry's system. So if you're like, what are you doing with defensive ends? I'm like, well, if you look at the Marshall tapes, because he does that to cover the flat, so running back doesn't leak out so easily, when a blitz is picked up. So I mean, that's that. So don't be surprised. So don't be surprised if you do see Booker Pickett in that situation one day. But if you're gonna do that, you have to have a lighter defensive end. You can't.
I
throw
will
out
be
Ruben Bain doing that.
surprised. Will, I'll be surprised if Guidry's calling the defense next year for the defensive end to go into coverage. How about that?
But that was the thing, Willie. That was one of the issues. If you're gonna drop somebody, no doubt, fine, but it has to be someone who can move, who can change directions.
Or Mesidor.
Has to be somebody like that. No shot to Messi, man, but that's not.
No, he's great.
That's not your strong suit.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And that's part of the issue, not putting players in the best position to succeed. You have people doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Kiko. Kiko's good. I mean, Kiko, he might still have some. His shoulder might still be bothering from his injury, hence the reason why difficulty tackling. But Kiko's biggest strengths are blitzing and stopping the run by shutting down those gaps. Not being in coverage against a 4-3 running back, which is something that happened this year quite a bit.
Jeez,
Facts.
Boy, that used to piss me off.
That still makes me mad. I'm having replays of it right now. Like, it's in my head, just going, oh, look at all the times he was chasing a guy because he's completely outmatched by a way faster, speedier guy.
Yeah. All right, so signing day is essentially over. Waiting for Malachi Tony to put pen to paper, and I think that should be it, unless there's a couple of surprises. And I mean, can we discount Mario? Can we do that? He's Coach Cristobal always pulls something out his ass, pardon me, but always. So maybe we get a surprise or two, maybe not. We're gonna have to quickly shift to the portal. And
Monday.
Flo, you talked about the portal is about to be jumping. Now, the number before the season or early, before the season started was probably 8 to 10, maybe 8, 6 to 8. Probably.
Before the season, I thought 6 to 8 in December.
Yeah.
Now I think 8 to 10 in December.
8 to 10. That's it. Yeah.
We'll see.
Like
that's what I think we're gonna get in December. I think it'll be, but I think it'll be a lot of impact guys.
Yeah. You have to get beast, and you have to get guys who are going to play.
Right. And remember, December. Like I think after the spring game there's gonna be some more. But I think that the meat, like I like to say of the portal. People don't realize this because they always make fun of us, and we make fun of ourselves too. It's kind of the weirdest thing. We were super aggressive last December.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the next day the portal opened, we had Will Howard and Cam Ward on campus. I mean, it's like that. Like, so I expect that exact type of approach this December, especially because they're gonna need, and I'm gonna continue to say this probably for over a whole month. I think optics are really going to matter. I think for us that cover the team we know that we have a lot of talent. We know this class that we just signed has a lot of talent, but they don't look or feel that way right now. And I think it's Mario and the staff's job by Christmas or by New Year's for us to go, all right, we're good. I understand now. Like, you went in, I see what you did. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Real
Shout out
quick,
to
John,
Conversation with
again,
the
man,
Donno.
appreciate you. John, real
Yeah,
quick,
go
what are the chances we stick with Emory and just invest heavily in the portal on defense?
Who are you asking? You asking Will?
Anybody know that?
11%.
Yeah. Gotta get a game changer.
11%.
Guys, I'm
gonna
an
go
Emory
8
guy. I'm gonna be honest with you.
8.5.
Me too. I love Emory.
I'm an
I
Emory
love Emory
Williams
too.
guy, man.
Love
I'm
Emory.
gonna be honest with you. There's only two guys I would consider, and but one of them is linked to Oklahoma, and possibly the quarterback out of Arizona, the fast kid. I forgot his name. He has a.
No me digas eso, Willie. Dios mío.
You don't think so,
Es un
dude?
desastre, bro. No.
He went Spanish, dog.
Bro, he had the best receiver in the country, and he still was looking weird this year, man. Like, that dude's the best receiver in the country out there. Holy cow, that dude.
McMillan. I'm not gonna try to say that name. McMillan.
No, go ahead.
Territorial, baby.
Come on, Willie. Don't me hagas eso, Willie.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think there's much out. I mean, as of right now, I don't like. It's not like last year, man. Last year you had Cam, you had Will Howard.
It coming, man. It coming soon.
I know, but I'm just saying, man. I'm an Emory guy, dude. I like. Listen, man. Like I told Triple Batman. I grew up in the age of Marino and Joe Montana and stuff like that with a good offensive line, dude. And you can carve up defenses, dude, as well. We have a lot of talent at receiver. So
Willie.
I'm an Emory guy.
It's not Willie. It's not
I know
88 right now.
Joey, I know that. Look,
You're not
listen,
We're killing Will right now. Will's
we
like, what am
got
I doing here?
destroyed by a guy that can't even move.
Yes,
He threw for like almost 400 yards on us.
Well, that's an outlier because
it is an outlier, but
he could have threw with a blindfold. He could have just, you know what I mean?
Cafe 904. Cafe 9. Put that.
I'm sorry,
put that
man. But
comment.
I am an Emory guy, dude. Listen, if we get on the portal, listen, I still love the Canes, man. And yeah, I agree. Liberty quarterback is really good too, Caden Salter. But I'm sorry, man. But I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be upset if Emory Williams was our QB1 and we got dogs out there on defense and maybe a slot receiver.
I'm with you. I would not be upset. I would not be upset because I believe in Emory. I'll say what I always say about Emory. The only reason why I want to go in the portal and try to upgrade the spot is because for Emory to be successful, a lot of things have to go right.
Everything.
And that's the only reason why I want to try to upgrade the position. If we can't upgrade where the guy's definitely better than Emory, I'm cool. I can ride with Emory, and I just know the style we're gonna have to play, and I'm good with that. I'm a hunt because I think the whole line is gonna be what next year.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think with Emory, it has to be almost perfect, and that's fine. You have to. The run game has to be.
We got the pieces though. We definitely have the pieces.
We definitely have the pieces, and there has to be. If you're gonna get a transfer portal quarterback, it has to be someone who moves the needle. For me, looking right now, maybe one moves the needle. That's in the portal currently.
Okay.
For me. And that's it. So, if someone else jumps in, I don't know.
Well,
but
if we don't get Mateer, where's Mateer going?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's saying Oklahoma, of course.
Right.
But,
and who's at Oklahoma?
His offensive coordinator.
No, what quarterback is at Oklahoma?
Right, the young boy. Right.
Jackson Arnold's over there.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think he's going to Oklahoma, but there's no guarantee he's coming here.
I would be shocked. Like I'm just saying, like, Jackson Arnold's that dude. Now,
no doubt. No doubt. Yeah.
I'll take any of those two. I want Mateer. Mateer would be my number one out of the entire country right now that I would want.
Yeah.
But if he decides to go to Oklahoma and follow his OC, Arnold's gonna hit the portal, right? You're not gonna pay that Mateer ain't going there not to start.
Yeah, absolutely.
And please make the call and go get me some Arnold. Because that's
I don't think they're gonna get rid of Jackson Arnold though.
They're not keeping both.
That's not smart. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're not keeping both.
What is Mateer? What is his class? Like, is he an older guy?
Well, he was there when Cam was there for sure. So I don't know. Maybe
he's a junior or something like that.
Yeah, but Arnold's not. He ain't back in that. He ain't even no backup. Arnold's gonna start for 98% of the teams in the country.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you gotta follow the dominoes. I think everyone here would take Mateer in a heartbeat. I would be shocked if right.
I think we missed the Donno. Yeah, we would definitely.
If he does go there, what domino has to fall? You know, there's
Yeah.
another dude in the
Fact.
portal.
That's facts.
Chad is saying that Arnold is in the portal.
Is he?
Trying to,
What?
yep.
He
7
is?
minutes ago, Jackson Arnold is in the portal.
Holy shit.
I'm excited.
But then, Flo, who?
Brujeria, bro. That's brujeria.
Jackson
Tu me
right
hiciste
there.
brujería. Tu me hiciste
Jackson
brujería.
Arnold is like a freshman, right? Or sophomore. He'll be a sophomore.
Yeah, he
Sophomore.
played in the bowl
Yep.
game last year. Was his first action. He got
Right.
to play the bowl game, and then he played this year. He's Bo Nix 2.0. That's
You
who he
get
is.
him. You get him in the portal. What does that do for your young guys now?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I hear you. But what's your job? Your job is to upgrade the team
To
if
win,
you
though.
can.
Yep.
If you can.
Yep.
I'm just keeping it. And Mario tells him, I'm here to out recruit you as much as I can.
yeah,
You know, at the end of the day. Now look,
Tony signed. Okay.
damn, I knew he was gonna go in the portal. Dog. Coño.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
Lex.
the portal.
As of 3 minutes
Big
ago,
Lex,
he was
Big
in the
Lex,
portal.
what up, brother? In my
I'm the
opinion,
first to say this.
I'm the first to say this is 15 and
Yeah.
0 next year. Okay,
Yeah.
Lex,
Lex is a gangster, bro.
15 and 0, huh? We got a crazy schedule next year, brother.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I ain't mad at it.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow.
Jackson Arnold. Woo
As
wee.
of 3 minutes ago,
Well,
he
that
entered the
means-
portal.
Man, I get lucky
So
sometimes.
Mateer-
What can I say?
So that means Mateer to Oklahoma. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they took the good old boy. Okay. All right. Let's get it. Jackson Arnold, maybe. Next up. Cam, make that call, Cam. If you watching, make that call.
Listen, there's gonna be more. This is just listen, there's gonna be more. And there's 4 teams that will have to battle for quarterbacks, right? It's gonna be Syracuse, it's gonna be Louisville, it's going to be, I think, LSU, because that guy I think is gonna end up hitting the portal also. I mean, I'm just, you never know. I get lucky. And I feel like those teams are gonna shell out money. And then Florida State is gonna with Gus there.
Yeah.
They're gonna go get a quarterback also.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And
it's gonna be like a Jackson Arnold type of quarterback.
I think they need a guy that runs because it's Gus.
Yeah.
Remember Gus likes guys with wheels, and Jackson Arnold is a throw first, but
he can run. He can
has
go.
wheels. He
go.
does have wheels.
Yeah.
But like Mateer to me is more like you better not let him run.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
but Jackson is a guy that's like, we'll let him run, but we can't let that dude throw all over us. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But I think that there's going to be 4 teams that will have to battle for quarterbacks. So we'll end up with a good one. If we can, then we stick with Emory. And I say we ride with Emory 100%. Like I'm for that. I like, and I'm a Caden Salter fan. I just think he would fit this offense really good.
Mhm. Yeah.
Was that official?
Yeah. Jackson
break.
Arnold is that guy. I ain't gonna hold you. I like him.
Okay.
BC
All right.
quarterback to Florida State. Oh,
That's what it says.
Castellanos.
I hope to God they get him. I will
They got
send
him.
flowers.
Oh, is that?
Is it official?
I'm gonna verify.
I will
now as
send
you guys
flowers to them. I'm I hope to God they get him.
I'm checking
Please
now.
get him.
I got y'all.
That's their Jordan Travis, right?
Yeah, but no, he can run around and do a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong. He's exciting to watch, but you can put him in a box when it comes from a passing standpoint.
Nico's brother flipped to Arkansas.
Yeah. You know who the OC out there is? Paterno. No, not Paterno. What's his name?
Petrino.
Petrino. That's his name. I said Paterno.
Not him.
No,
please, not him.
definitely not him, dog.
I think he's passed away. I don't think he got him. That'd be the hell of a recruiting from beyond the grave.
Yeah, bro. What a disaster. I'm a disaster. I'm a flat out disaster.
Oh, that's crazy. That'd be the greatest
Hey,
recruiting of all time.
I hope they get him,
This
man.
dude-
He's explosive. He's exciting, but I'm not worried about him. I ain't scared of him.
Not at all. All right, so OG Case is not officially. All right.
Not
Okay.
officially.
I didn't see anything. I just looked right now.
The next,
Yeah.
the next Restrepo, is he on the roster? Willie?
That's tough, dog.
That's tough to tell. I don't think so at the moment. We haven't seen any of the young guys play, so I can't make that. I can't. Make that.
Who would you give a shot at the slot, a shot at the slot on the roster.
We've lost the
CC
show.
Concepcion. Concepcion.
On the roster.
On the roster
On
right
the
now.
roster,
Damn.
Willie.
No, I was just joking. Only because I've seen him on the field is possibly Ray, but I don't think he's the guy. How tall is Nikar?
6'1", right? 6 foot. Maybe?
Yeah, maybe Nye would be one I would think of because of his speed.
Yep.
Yeah, I think of his speed because I think Chance and JoJo would obviously be the boundary guys. So if I was to say the next Restrepo at the moment on the roster, it would probably be Nye because of his speed and so on, and his elusiveness and his quick cuts and everything.
Yeah,
when you look at him on film from
you definitely have to have a guy who has the knack more than the speed, the knack to sit in the zone, to see what the safeties are doing, see what the linebackers are doing.
Yeah.
You know, somebody with that savvy. And I don't know that that's on the roster, but Malachi Tony, man,
officially signed.
Malachi Tony, brother.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if he gets in, they can sign. I mean, they can enroll early, right? Heritage kids. Can they?
Heritage kids? No, I don't think Heritage kids enroll early.
Damn,
Am I
so
wrong?
They gotta wait till the summer. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think they can enroll early. I'm pretty sure they can't.
That's
I mean, somebody help us in the
shut
chat, but I know one of those schools out there you can't for sure.
I know Chaminade you can't.
Oh, he is enrolling early. Somebody said he.
STA you can't either. I don't
So
know.
wait a minute, he's reclassified and enrolling early? That don't sound right, dog. I'm just saying.
That's
like what do you do?
Taking AP classes, dog.
Like, bro,
we don't understand.
Okay, Heritage
Flo,
kids
here's the thing.
cannot from
We
John.
don't
Heritage
understand that
kids
kind of intelligence, Flo.
Yeah, for real. That's Will. Will's smarter than all of us put together. I'm just saying, Will's got to explain that one to us.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Heritage cannot. So he won't be here in the spring, which sucks.
Be here in the fall.
But
yeah,
I think he's going to be
summer.
one of those impact guys. Yeah.
I don't think he's on the roster personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because
I heard you say, Flo. I heard you say Zachariah Branch.
Yes, I think there's I think that would be a great pickup. But I know that there's a certain guy, CJ, that went in the portal. LSU guy we wanted him last year. And he chose LSU.
Sir.
That's
but he's not a
one.
slot. He wouldn't be a slot guy though.
No,
right?
but you know who's on the team that actually could play anywhere is JoJo.
JoJo
can play anywhere.
I said I would want JoJo. Listen,
and
college football 25. JoJo's my slot kid.
I'm telling you, he can play anywhere on the field. He can play anywhere on the field. He's quick enough. He's smart enough.
Yeah,
he understands. He just had to stay healthy, right? He kept getting banged up during.
Yeah, I just like him better on the boundary. Pretty much, taking on the best corners and going up for deep balls and so on.
But if you get Brown back, he's not going to see that boundary. And CJ Daniels, like he.
I
agree
JoJo
with
more.
You. I think I like JoJo. Period over all those guys, but I think I want him in a position where he's going to get the ball more than everybody.
Okay,
and in the slot in this offense, y'all remember Tank Bell?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
like. JoJo's gonna touch the ball like 6 to 8 times a game for sure in the slot,
Shout out to the Captain King for the Donno.
JoJo can play you can put him in the bound anywhere you want. JoJo,
anywhere.
Yeah.
Caddy Kane says, would Jackson Arnold pull wide receivers to come here through the portal if we signed them on Monday? Basically,
he was a massive blue chip recruit. Everybody knows who that guy was. He didn't play bad this year, all right? And everybody knows what happened with Oklahoma, right? This year. Mm-hmm. And he didn't look like trash, that's saying something because the instability that was going on there, and that guy still didn't look like trash. That tells you a lot. It's the funny thing is, whatever. I got wind. Clearly, y'all know I got wind of this. So I want to start watching his tape just to get more from it. And I was like, damn, this is Bo Nix 2.0 for me. Like, has the wheels, but he's just quick with the throw, quick with the RPO, and just boom, ball comes out. Knows where to go with it. Like, he's that guy. Looks like a command. He's got a command to him, kind of like a captain. You know what I'm saying? Like that captain mentality. But look, I'm dreaming. And maybe we don't get him. maybe we don't get him,
I
but
always feel like your dreams are based on a little bit of reality. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I mean
your
Miami's going to be interested. I know that.
Yeah.
But look, this guy's going to be one of the top 2 to 3 in the portal. He's going to command,
Hey,
real
we got
money.
one that just came off the board.
Facts.
A lot of money coming off the board.
Facts.
Yeah.
Let's just see who else jumps in. Like, there's going to be surprises that I didn't know CJ Daniels was going in.
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow. Like, that's one that you want to go get. That's a real one with experience. Oh my God.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Connor Wegman? Would you want him if that's an option?
What do you think, Will?
Yeah, well, you go on this one because I'm torn on this one.
I think he's okay.
Not a needle mover.
For that, keep Emery.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Like he's okay. Has a great arm. I remember when he has a great
got
arm.
Wheels too.
And he's a pass first, but he could also run the ball, get you first downs if need be. But no, I'd rather keep Emery, to be honest.
Me too. I agree with Will.
He said
he
no.
talked you into it. He just thought.
I concur.
He said no. He said no. That's the real shit.
Yeah, I agree. That's good.
I don't want to see him though. I don't want him to go to Louisville. I don't want him to go to Syracuse. I don't want to see him though. He's got that ability where if he can stay healthy and he's in the right offense, he can be a problem. Yeah. He's a problem, So I want him to go. I don't want to see him in there. Go somewhere else, and I wish you the best.
I can see him going to Louisville though. To
I
play
can
with
too.
Yeah,
I think
I can see Notre Dame.
I think Moss is going to go to Louisville.
Miller Moss, yeah.
What about Riley Leonard is gone, right? So I can see Notre Dame, like that mobile quarterback.
That's true. I forgot about Notre Dame's going to need a quarterback.
Yeah,
I forgot, dude.
Yeah, right. Leonard's going to the NFL.
That's
right.
Game 1. I totally forgot about Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be in the Jackson Arnold suite.
Yes, he fits them great. Also, dude. He's like that. Oh my God! Now I'm just crying and cry. He's like a perfect fit there, dog. Oh my God!
This is intriguing to me. The D tackle from Kentucky.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Yeah,
whatever it takes. I mean, that size, that production.
That's a real D tackle right there.
Yeah, bro. Whatever it takes.
Yeah,
I'll be like, whatever it takes. He's gonna get whatever he wants too. Like, it's like, he like call my agent, dog. That's the way he's gonna be saying.
Yeah, but that's one of the pieces that you go get. Right?
He's huge. Yeah. He has huge numbers. No Diddy, and he's got a ton of experience.
What does that mean? Hey, what does numbers mean? What does that mean?
Numbers isn't even like a Diddy thing. I mean, is it?
So I'm saying he's huge. Saying he's huge and he's got huge numbers.
Yeah, that's
no Diddy. That's the no Diddy.
Yeah, that's why I had to protect myself, dog.
In case they clip it, you gotta make sure you say it right after you say.
Oh, I've been getting clipped in the Discord. You should see the crap they're putting in there. Remember when I said I don't want to say it on this show right now. So I said some crazy shit on the show and they clipped it and they play it in the Discord now.
Oh my God.
I'm so disappointed.
How do we feel about viewers?
I'm not a fan personally.
I like Quinn, but a little injury prone.
Yeah.
Give me Emery. Fuck that. Sorry. Yeah. I ride with Emery.
Yeah, if you're gonna go that, just go Emery. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the same quarterback basically.
Yeah,
a pure pocket passer, but good. But he's good though. But
he's good. He's good, but
not very durable. So
I'll take Emery.
Not to spend 7 figures on.
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
give that to
for that. You spend it on defensive backs and a solid D tackle and a linebacker. You don't blow that kind of money on a guy that looks like somebody you already have on the roster. Matier is a game changer because Matier could throw the football with accuracy. He's a nightmare for defensive coordinators. That's the kind of guy that if you're going to spend money on, you spend money on. A guy like Matier or Jackson Arnold as well. Those guys are game changers. But a guy that just fits a system like Connor Wigman and also Quinn Ewers in general, you don't want to blow money on that. You already have quarterbacks. You need to spend the money on what your needs are. And right now it will be a defensive back, and we need to shore up the defensive line once again.
Yeah,
and another center.
For years to go to Notre Dame, dog. I'm good with that. Tell him to go to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's good for him.
Yeah, go over there. Don't come over here.
Don't come over here, dog.
Guys, how do we feel about getting a center? I'm sorry, Benny, forgive me. But how do we feel about getting another center in the portal instead of maybe trying out one of the young guys?
I would love to go first on this because I'm in shock of the centers that are already saying they're going into the portal, the caliber of centers. The center position right now is strong it hasn't even officially opened. There's 3 real ones.
Really?
Real ones. Like there's that UNC one that just went in, the North Carolina center. Go look at his tape, bro. Holy cow, that guy's good. And then you have the guy from the Ivy League school, really good tape. You got the guy from he's in the Big Ten. What school is that from the Big Ten? Can't remember right now. There's like 3 guys that can come in and be like, all right, you're the guy. We're good. You know, like with a lot of experience, they have really good tape. And yes. And I never would have thought that. I would have said in the portal, yes, center looks deep right now. But it is, dude. The center position looks like it's gonna be deep. Wisconsin, Anthony says, okay. Appreciate it. Yeah, bro.
Anthony's ready. Anthony's always ready for
Anthony's one of them ones, boy.
Boy,
he got 75 monitors on right now.
He got fucking got like 8 hands. He's like the people, you know what I'm saying, like the aliens from Men in Black that know how to like scan
brings
like,
you the ingredients for the brujeria. Like he's the one that he has the whole everything, you know.
Yeah, he knows how to get Tango and Lewa ready.
But DWB is the Tennessee center the starting center or the backup? Because I think he's the one that was the backup. But correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm all centered out.
So many all centers. Des says I'm rooting for Rodriguez or Nino, but I will take a real one and pass the torch to SJ in 26 with no hesitation. Yeah.
Facts.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna
Nino will wait his turn.
Yeah, Nino can wait too. I'm trying to win, dog.
Ryan can swing, right? Play the guards and the center. Like he can play all 3 positions. You know, you get a good swing guy that has a lot of experience.
Yeah, I agree with that. So the O-line, since we're on O-line, what does that look like next year? You
better
think from left to right?
Better
from left to right, Flo. Markel Bell,
McCoy,
left, or do they move somebody over?
I don't have a clue because in spring everybody plays everywhere. I never know what the hell's going. I swear to God, I try to get an idea what happens in spring, and then it's the worst. It's the worst position group to try to understand what's going on. Because them dudes be switching. He's on first team right guard. Next week he's on first team left tackle. Next week, like you're like, well, bro, you miss me with all that. Right. I think the line's gonna be really good next year. You got a lot of experience now, you know, because Coop's gonna come back because he's not gonna be dumb. Francis comes back. McCoy to me had the best tape this year when he played. He had the best tape when you watch it back. I think as long as Tutal continues to progress, I like him. If not, go give me somebody that's already ready. I know that they are in love with him and they want to they kind of force fed him this year. I just don't like him in space. That's a personal issue I got. I don't like him in space. Like he can't climb. He can't climb, Joe.
Is there ever do we see a scenario where they kick McCoy outside and bring in Francis inside?
And then put what? Marquez on the other side?
Markel on the other side. So McCoy at the left tackle, Markel at the right tackle, move Francis inside.
Wow. I never thought of that.
In my opinion, Francis is a guard.
In the NFL, he is.
In my opinion.
Yeah, in the NFL, he is.
And I think he would just
yes,
absolute destruction inside.
I would listen if he would do it, and they think I would love that from just the way. I just think that sounds. You can run the ball at will to that side.
Yeah,
because people don't understand because he doesn't get talked about, which is good when you're on the offensive line. Right. McCoy is that dude, bro. Every time I watch the tape back and they play, I see him doing really good, high level stuff, but no one talks about him. They're like, he doesn't exist. No, he doesn't exist.
Yep. Yeah. That's what you want on the O-line. You don't want anybody that stands out because you know they're doing their job.
Yeah. McCoy, CC, a center, Coop, and Bell. That'd be crazy to me.
And that's if you don't bring anybody, right? Like you can still go shopping and get something proven, and then it makes it even more crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Facts. I think moving CC inside would be dope.
All right, man. Let me
go ahead.
Let me ask y'all a question. with Poff being the first Kane to jump in the portal, not surprising. Wish him the best in his future endeavors. We talk about how many guys we might be bringing in, right? Without saying names, if y'all want to say names, that's on you. I'm not putting it on you. I'm saying that's your own option. How many from our current roster, numbers-wise, if you look at the roster, how many from this current roster jumps in the portal for a different situation? Because we did have a question about a certain lineman possibly jumping. Joe, we'll start with you. How you feeling? Like, just off the top of your head, just kind of scanning the roster and saying, okay, these people gotta, you know what I'm saying, find a better, different, or new position somewhere else. And you know what I'm saying, because we gotta, you gotta have 85 at the end of the day. So if you're gonna bring in numbers, you gotta let go of numbers.
I could see between 12 and 15 hitting the portal.
In the first portal?
No, not in the first. Did you
Oh,
say
you
in
mean
the first
all the way
window
through?
or all together?
No,
all together?
All the way through.
Yeah.
All together.
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad. I thought you meant like starting now. Like, like, okay, my bad.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can see 12 to 15 because I'm thinking position by position, right? We already had Pop. I think at running back you lose 1 or 2. I think O-line 2.
I say, yeah,
2 at
2 or 3.
O-line. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 to 3 at O-line. Receiver 2, at least 2. D-line. D-line a little tough. Maybe 1 or 2 at D-line. I don't think it's that many at D-line. Linebacker, I don't think it's that many. Maybe 1 linebacker. DBs, I could see
1,
2
yeah.
at DB.
Yeah.
And that's just off top. So I think I add a couple to that. I could see about 12, 15 going.
Okay. All right. Flo, what you think, man? If you want to say names, total
17, 18 total.
And this is just portal, right? Not
yeah.
seniors or anything.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I say
seniors don't count. They're gone. Yeah.
About 17, 18 total. I think you get 8 to 10 in this first window. And then a few get salty because they're not where they thought they would be
after spring.
And then there's going to be a few that get asked to renegotiate their NIL that they won't. And so I say 17 to 18 is my guess when it's all said and done. Between 16 and 18 is what I say when it's all said and done.
Real quick before Willie goes, Flo, Andy Jean, is that a possibility at all? Is that something we're looking at?
Oh man,
that we even want to pursue.
I am hearing they want somebody proven. They like the room. They like someone proven, but he has someone in that building that's going up to bat for him. So the answer is I don't know. Okay, but that's the scenario. I know that they were like, they want to go get one killer.
Him too.
Right? And yeah, him. I think there's a lot of conversations going on.
Okay,
but I think I like Gene. I wish we would have got him. I think he's a good wide receiver. But what's he gonna do in this room right now?
Yeah.
Like anyone who thinks we don't have money, did y'all see what Moore pulled up in for his signing day?
Damn, Lord have mercy.
In a Lambo, dog. And he's not even on campus yet. So so miss me with that. We're not. Listen, we spend a lot of money to keep certain guys. All right, we can talk about that whenever y'all want, but I'll leave it at that.
That was a fun conversation I had today at school. I vented to Benny about it.
Yeah.
On X.
Yeah, he has somebody from opposing colors that stay in a very small shitty town. Screaming at him, they're saying that it's the recruiting and relationships. I was like, fam, stop. Like the minute money got in, that's just out the window. Stop. Let's not do this shit anymore. Like, oh, it's because they really like Gainesville. Eat a dick. Nobody likes nobody likes Gainesville, dog. I go there all the time. It is caca. There's a Chick-fil-A and an empty ass mall. Ain't shit in Gainesville, bro. Nothing. That's it.
But Benny, it's the atmosphere, the vibe, Coach Napier, the trajectory of the team. That's
I
the
feel like
reason that they're going.
I feel like Coach Napier has like the white beige in. Like I don't think he actually has hair to just spray paint that shit on
Oh
and
my
give him a
god,
hairline.
bro.
Oh no, yeah. Wait till I get to Ryan Day. Dante Colon. This is a good question though. Dante Colon asks, what about the 105 scholarships implementation? Thought that was supposed to be for the 25, 26 school year. What is the latest with that, Flo?
Yeah, but you don't have to use them, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
and
and you're not, and Mario's not going to use them. He's not going to use all of them. I mean, look, I want to bet today that I don't like the way that I want it. Okay, I said I told everybody in April we would take 18 between 18 and 20, and then I went to 19 and 22 recruits because of that rule before it got passed. And I bet somebody, and the way we got to the number was not the way I thought we would get to the number, but I want to bet. So send me my bottle, dog. Send me my bottle.
Facts. Facts. Willie, we didn't forget you, bro. What are you thinking of as far as portal numbers from our class jumping in and the roster being turned over year? Because it's what business is now.
Yeah, I think I agree with Flo. You'll get about a couple running backs. It's just a loaded room. I think you'll have about 2 wide receivers, probably dip as well. I think a defensive back, you may lose 1 or 2. At the linebacker position, maybe 1. I'm thinking O-line, maybe a couple. So I take about maybe 12, 13. We may lose in the portal altogether. It's just the nature of the beast right now, man. It's true. If you're gonna pull in guys, you have to tell some others to go elsewhere. Some others need to go elsewhere. So I think about 13. I think about 13 will probably dip. I think you're gonna have some people that in the offensive line that since we've been relatively healthy, they're not seeing their numbers. They're not getting any playing time. I think you're gonna see a surprising number of people that originally were rah Mario, we love you, all of a sudden dipping. I think don't be surprised if you see that.
Yeah, I feel like O-line is going to be the biggest number, in my opinion, on the O-line.
I say defensive back.
DB, yeah.
I can't think of many numbers on the defensive backfield. That's why I can't think of like that many. You know what I'm saying? Like
I can think of 3 guys.
Really? All right, Stafford.
Okay, you're saying we're going
De'Ani Hill.
Yeah, okay, I'm saying
De'Ani Hill, Stafford,
Richard?
maybe Washington. If Richard doesn't want to move to safety, because they're gonna ask him to move to safety, and if he goes to safety, I think he plays well there. I'll put that out there.
Yeah, put it out there. Yeah, I'm with you.
You know. So that's 4 guys you just named right there.
I think there's an uncomfortable conversation with one.
Yeah, I think if Shevis Jackson isn't retained for next season, I think you will see De'Ani Hill go.
You're right. Because if you're going, he going too. Everybody.
What are we doing?
Yeah, so I don't think you'll see De'Ani Hill.
But okay, Flo, hold on. Now we gotta talk about this shit. Now
we gotta talk.
Because when you're bringing in a new coordinator,
everybody
he's bringing in his people.
Yep.
So what does that mean for Nick? What does that mean for Jay Taylor? You know what I mean? What does that mean?
Well, it's real simple. What's Mario's track record? He tells you what you're gonna do. You don't tell him what you're bringing. He tells you. He's a different type of. He's a different type. He's different. I'm not saying I agree with it.
No doubt. That's fact. But then what kind of DC do you bring in with that type of mentality? If I can't do I get a proven guy at DC? Because a proven guy not standing for that shit.
I think he's going to interview 750 people.
So we won't know until April.
Okay.
We'll have a decision in July 2027.
I would what I would like to happen, which I don't think is going to happen. I think you pay Emery to not transfer so he can be the quarterback for the bowl game, right? And then he stays. He ends up staying because you pay him a little more, just like they did with Jakari. But then Jakari, we brought in 2 quarterbacks after that. You know what I mean? So I think you pay Emery, he stays, right? Hold on, I just drew a blank. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the staff, the defense.
Oh yeah. And then I say, I mean, you fire Guidry like in the next few days.
Yep.
And then you let D-Nick run the defense as an audition in the bowl game.
Facts.
And then that'll tell you everything you need to know. Because here's one thing I do like about D-Nick. Look at his history of who he's been under, right? Look at the locations he's been at. Like, he has been around some people that know defense. and he's they got him at co-DC for a reason, because if he wasn't worth it, you wouldn't have gave him the bump and turned him into a co-DC. You wouldn't have. And here's the thing, I would just like to see what he runs, because it's one thing to have experience in defense, another thing to call the defense. In a bowl game, you will get a lot of time to prepare. So there's no excuses of like, oh, we didn't know that, And if he does a good job, why not promote within? He's an amazing recruiter, unbelievable motivational speaker, right?
Yeah.
Like
his clips, I just replay them and I'm like, I'm ready to throw off.
Yes. When I mentally work out, I listen to him. And I'm saying to you, because I don't really work out, but I mentally am shredded. So yeah, I would just like to see. I would like to see what we have. If not, someone's gonna take him and turn him into a DC anyways. He might be on your roster. He might be on your roster. Is all I'm saying. Go ahead, Joe. I see you with your blowing out your bubbles out your mouth.
Yeah, raspberry.
I said like
that. He's not even like acting like he's listening. Like, whole body just reacts.
Just want to see.
Goodness.
What if he kills it?
You can't hold up. You can't
guys.
say that you love experience when it comes to playing.
Right.
You need somebody, and then let's just bring this dude in who don't.
You're right. I have no pushback. It's my personal thing. I would just like to see,
no doubt,
what we have in him. But I don't disagree with you. I really can't push back.
I think he'll probably empty the chamber in a bowl game, like fucking
all the young dudes. Just to
nice.
See what if he does a good job.
He did a good job in the bowl game. I mean, shit.
I mean, he's gonna.
Nobody's playing for our team. Nobody's playing for the other team, probably. And
fair.
It looks, they said we're gonna play LSU. You think that's gonna happen? LSU and
I don't know. I don't believe. I don't listen. I don't.
No.
I would. I think all those people should be fired.
You gotta wait.
All of them.
You gotta wait, because if SMU gets pushed out of the playoffs, they would get the Pop-Tarts Bowl, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on
how are they getting pushed out of the playoffs? Is there a scenario?
They said
people are saying
if they lose, they're out.
Bullshit,
crazy.
Bro.
That's what he said last night, dog. That's what he said last night. Ward Manning was like, because Alabama's locked in. Alabama, they're not moving
what he
down.
said.
So let me ask a question. What if Georgia loses to Texas?
They're in.
With 3 losses?
Georgia's in. Yes. Everybody, SEC and Big Ten are locked in. If Penn State, that played a shitty schedule.
He didn't say that, though.
Come on. He did not say it.
I mean, he said it, and he couldn't have said it like,
he couldn't have said
I don't care if they lose.
But let me ask a question. So you're telling me the SEC will get 2 3-loss teams in?
Yes.
Nah, bro. They will raise hell up in this thing, bro. There's no way they can do that.
He said it. He said it. He did say that the conference champion loser won't be penalized.
So that would be SMU then.
Yeah,
SMU penalized?
Yeah, but Clemson, if Clemson wins it, it goes for everybody. If Clemson wins it,
you're stuttering. You're rambling. You're getting nervous. You look like him on TV last night. Right now,
exactly. I couldn't get the words out. If Clemson wins it, the other teams, the other bids are locked in. So he said there's a chance that SMU bounces out. You could watch the tape, like the.
No, I believe you, but that don't make no damn sense. Is all I'm saying.
It's not supposed to make sense. The argument was bullshit to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So because those teams that aren't in,
my bad.
The teams that don't have any games this week, he said that don't have any further data points, so there's nothing that we could be judged against them. It's all stupid, bro. Like, it does. It's ridiculous.
He did say that.
He
did say that, and the ESPN reporter was saying, just to make sure I saw clarify, there's no way the teams on the bubble could get in, and he said we have no data points to match it with, so no. So yeah, but he might be right. So if Georgia loses, they can slip it in.
Yeah, he's saying it like during a bye. So with that perspective, during a bye week, no one should move. If there's a bye week and you haven't played, why do people move up or down during a bye week if there's no data points? If you're not playing the game, that's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
John Capacito, I'd feel better about D Nick at DC if we had a defensive minded head coach like a Marcus Freeman. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Fair.
Definitely. Yeah.
Because he would kind of.
Oh, so listen to this. Cam Ward and Inez Cooper were just live saying, let's line it up this weekend against Alabama. We got nothing to do. 1-on-1.
Oh, jeez.
I just got the message.
For a spot in the playoffs.
Yep.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that'd be so dope. A playing game. They should have a playing game.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
2-11s, because that is a playing game, right? In the basketball, the 2-11s play each other.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped right now, dog. Our boys
Let's line it up, dog. Y'all don't put up 3 points.
It's 7 versus 11 and 8 versus 9. And that's how they judge it in basketball. So yeah, let's do it. Why not?
They said they got nothing. The message I got is they said there's some curse words, and then they said we got nothing to do this weekend. Let's line up 1-on-1 and find out. Like let's blah 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 and other stuff.
That'd be crazy, son. That would be crazy.
As soon as I'm gonna hold you, I'm gonna keep it real. As soon as I saw Kalen DeBoer on Pat McAfee, I was like, oh, they're getting the spot.
Right.
Like when he was pitching their biggest guy, I was like, oh, they're getting the spot.
He's not doing his beef. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, that's it. I was done.
My biggest beef is there's no clear criteria. That's
Facts.
all.
They just
That's
make
my
it
only.
up shit as they go.
That's my only. Just make it clear. So then, when you get to the end, there's no what's going on right now. If this, like 5 weeks into the season, if this doesn't happen at the end, this is what's going to happen, right?
Yep.
The only thing that I know that's clear is if you win your conference, you're in. Like the rest is subject to bull. You know what? In my opinion.
Yeah.
The bottom line is no 3-loss team. The same way for years, no 2-loss team was ever going to get into the 14 playoff. No 3-loss team should be in the damn playoffs.
I agree.
Final. Yeah. Your record is your record. It's kind of like in the NFL. Okay, it's kind of like in the NFL. Your conference champion, even if they're 8-8, or that's your conference champion, regardless. And then you have the wild cards, and that's it. Whoever the best wild card record wins out. That's it. There should be no 3-loss team. Oh, because this team scored this, and but they played Mercer, and so they scored 52 points against Mercer. Right. But Miami lost to Georgia Tech on the road. There should be none of that. If you're a 3-loss team and you're below ranked a team that's a 2-loss team, you should not get in the playoffs. Period. It looks ridiculous. It looks disorganized. It looks stupid.
I like. Tell me what you guys think about this. It's something that I thought of, and remember, this is the Carroll City education right here. I thought of you rank the top 12 teams, and if you end up 12th, you play the champion of the G5 team to get in. Like it would be Boise State or UNLV, because neither one of those teams are going to be any of the teams ahead of them, bro. Like, let's just keep it a buck. I'm all for opportunity, but like. And if they're ranked in the top 12, great, whatever, but they're not going to. Let's be honest, because they don't, their schedules alone won't let them probably get to that point. But if let's say UNLV beats Boise State, right? How can you put UNLV in and keep all those other teams out with a straight face, and look in the camera and go, yes, they earned it. Like, you can't do that. Like, I think that they should have a playing game because the conference they're in is so much weaker, right? For obvious reasons. And you have to do the playing game against whoever's ranked number 12. So you don't want to be 12, but at least in 12, hey, look, we got to play against the champion of it's Tulane, it's UNLV, it's,
UNLV got beat by Syracuse. Yeah. Which is the 5th.
So did we.
UNLV got beat by Syracuse.
No. Yeah, I mean, so did we, but that's what I'm saying. Like the fifth or 6th.
No, I mean, look, for one game, I get it, but I promise you, UNLV and Boise State can't play P4 schedule because they don't have the dogs. They can get hyped for one game.
Sure,
just like everyone talks about Marshall beating Notre Dame when Guidry was there. Listen, you can for one game, but if week in, week out, that's a whole other monster when you're dealing with offensive lines that average 6'5" to 6'7", 320 plus.
Yeah.
They don't have the dogs. But for one game, I get it.
Mo.
Shout out to Mo with the Donno. The NCAA is trash. Go Canes.
Nassau Jones. I see you, Nassau Jones.
We know.
I see you, dog. I see you, boy.
That's one of those deep cuts. That's only if you're in the
It
city.
hurts, bro.
I
can't believe that. I can't believe that.
So disrespectful.
Yeah, I had the controversial. I know it's controversial, but I don't like humans making those decisions.
What?
I don't like it, fam. Like
wait. So who makes the decision?
The fucking computer.
No, you're a liar. I don't believe you.
Go back to the algorithm.
No,
all the information in the.
No.
This is not when we got shitted on. This is not 2000. This is 2024. You have the most
different AI now.
Computer systems out. You put in the criteria and let them pick, man. Humans are biased. Humans went to Notre Dame, Nebraska,
are corrupt.
Alabama. They take money. They love money. They hate Miami. They hate whoever.
We gotta clip this, dog.
Yeah, they're not gonna make a rash, fair decision ever.
My dog said humans hate Miami.
They hate it. The people making the decisions played against they played against Miami, right, Flo? Back in '88.
I know, boy. I'm just laughing at you because you're like humans. They only went to Notre Dame. They only went to Ohio State.
Yeah, even if they didn't, they wanted to get recruited by Miami.
No.
They got their ass beat by Miami.
No, I know. I'm just listening with
bullshit, you, man. It's politics.
I don't know about bullshit. Computers, though, bro.
I know, but how are we ever gonna get a fair shot? Like, how is that ever gonna happen?
Put it to Google Gemini and see what happens, dog.
Bro, I mean, hey, listen, that thing saved my life. I love that thing, bro.
I love it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I think my girl's getting jealous of that thing, boy, because I talked to that.
You can talk to it
Gemini time, boy.
Hey, you can talk to it now, dog. It talks back.
It's the greatest invention ever. It really is. I maybe that could do the playoffs. Gemini.
Shit.
Yeah, Google Gemini can figure it out.
Yeah. Gemini.
What everyone forgets is OSU lost to a 5-win Michigan team and barely moved in the rankings. Yeah. Facts. They lost.
Miami make the college football playoffs.
Live action Gemini right here.
Should Miami make the college football playoffs?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cali K. Indy versus Miami will make more money.
Impressive wins and some disappointing losses. Their 10-2 record and strong performances against ranked opponents make a compelling case for their inclusion in the college football playoff. However, their losses to Georgia Tech and Syracuse, coupled with the strength of other conference champions, make their chances uncertain. Ultimately, the decision rests with the College Football Playoff Selection Committee, who will consider a variety of factors, including strength of schedule, head-to-head matchup.
I'm trying to tell you, even AI don't want us to go, dog.
Gemini works for the SEC, man. Gemini works for the SEC.
Gemini was made by a Vanderbilt graduate, fam.
Facts.
So even Google hates us.
Facts.
Freaking Google hates us.
Swanky.
I want to learn how to change the voice to like a Beyonce voice. You know what I mean? Like, I want Beyonce's voice on there.
Oh, man.
That's okay. Ben went to go get Beyonce.
Ben he just be leaving. Cali Kane, Indy versus Miami will make more money than Indy versus Bama.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The history is amazing there.
Yeah.
You know, just
people want to watch Miami they want to see Miami lose or they want to see Miami win. So, you know. Well, it's over for the day. We're done. we haven't got
24 hours, Joe, like last year.
We've gotten our recruits. Last year was a little more fun, man. We flipped Justin Scott.
Yeah.
It was a lot more fun.
It was.
It was way different.
Yeah. This year we got
Darius Hayes.
Yeah.
Jordan Lyle.
What was our record last year?
7-5.
After being 7-5 and not looking good, we did all of that.
Huh? What to do?
Is there an explanation for that?
Yeah, money.
Money wasn't in the play last year.
Yeah, it was in the play last year, but we were the desperate team. We were the one that had
overpaid a little last year. You think?
I think we definitely, and I think we had to. And I think we had to. I mean, listen, JoJo was not cheap. Let's keep it a buck. I mean, Scott was not cheap.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right. Lofton was, a lot of colleges had him as one of the top 3 player in the country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you remember you fought off Texas and Oregon for him late.
Yeah.
And look at those bank accounts. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we forget real quick. Like, you know, I will say this. It's gonna suck when I say this because it's boring and it's like nobody wants to hear it, but I gotta say it. I am proud of Mario paying to keep some of their guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he could have just done the stubborn thing, like, oh no, we said this number, so we're not, you know, and I'm telling you, there's 3 or 4 of our guys that we had to up the bag just to keep them in the class. And I'm happy we did that. Like I'm happy. I know we didn't play offense too good for a change. We played better defense.
Right.
That was pretty funny, actually. I think I'm gonna keep that.
So there's no scenario like this year with you're saying we were desperate last year. This year we're not desperate, but there's not like a Pickett who Coach Cristobal would have been like, all right, let's break the bank for him, or Alford or someone like that. It wasn't one of those players this year.
I'll just say this, and I'll let Will kill it after this, but I've never seen so much emphasis and resources put to a following class like I've seen them do for the 26 class. They've been hammering the 26 class for months. And I know nobody wants to hear that. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm not as good and smart as them where they can see eval that good into the future. But I can tell you that I've never at the University of Miami, I've been doing this 20 plus years, have seen so much work put into a future class while you're still in the cycle of the current class. And I'll just leave that there.
Okay. Willie, you have a thought on that?
I'm sorry. What was the question again? Forgive me.
The size of Ben's head. Do you think it's a widescreen all the time, or do you think it's like an illusion, like it's not really a widescreen, like that he just used it?
First of all, I told you, Flo. I told you I have the
camera.
He's
back. He's back. My bad. He's back.
45 feet away to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's outside. I had to cut a hole through the wall in my house.
Well, we were discussing the money part of it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Spending big bread. Was there anybody in this class that you would have overpaid for?
DJ Pickett. 2 guys I would have paid for. Elijah Griffin is one. The other one would have been DJ Pickett. DJ Pickett is that dude. I do think though, DJ, if I'm being honest, I do think he just like LSU more. I think he has a good vibe with Coach Raymond. And according to his father on an interview on On3, he liked the location of the dorms and the facilities that were close by each other. And that was kind of like something that he did like. So I do think that DJ Pickett did like LSU just a bit.
The location of the dorms to the facility.
That's exactly. I kid you not. He said that.
You ever hear bullshit and your whole body reacts?
That's what he said.
That.
But this is before he committed to LSU. This is when they were asking his dad where he thought his son was going to go. And his dad just basically mentioned everything that he liked about each school. He mentioned about Oregon. He mentioned about Miami. He mentioned about LSU. He liked Oregon, like the atmosphere. Miami's Miami, you know, the layout of the university and what we're doing here. But he said one of the things he liked was how the dorms where he's staying at and the facilities are close by each other. That's one of DJ's things that he did like. So, and again, you know, I think he also liked his recruiter, the way he was recruited. So that's my thing.
I'll say this. I don't know much about recruiting, right? Flo has 3 cell phones. 2 of them are Motorola Razors. I'll say this. Like, if there's one thing I can guarantee in recruiting, from the moment NIL became a thing, not a single one of these players making that kind of money are going to step foot in a dorm at these universities. Like, unless it's mandated by the school, which probably they changed the rule, they have homes that they're going to stay at with security guards at the front and an HOA that the school is going to cover. Not a singular one of these fucking kids that are 5 stars and above, however they're rated, Never in the history of ever, nunca, Pablo, nunca. He'll pass by on the way to practice with his chauffeur or his Lamborghini. Not ever, dog. It's some Ward Manuel type lies. Like the dorms. Get the fuck out of here, bro. No. Okay.
Came from dad. It came from dad. Yeah. That's pretty much what he said. Came from dad. So I don't know. Because I mean, a lot of the kids did like DVD. You know, when they were recruiting him, and I think JoJo committed before we even had a wide receiver coach, before we brought back Kevin Beard, if I'm not mistaken, or at least he was rumored. He was always trailing to Miami, and DVD was his lead recruiter at the time. So it could be one of those things regarding Traders recruitment last year, that he had a good relation with DVD. So I don't know. He might just like LSU more, because that was either Miami or Oregon. No one suspect. We saw LSU was just the third team, and he picks LSU. So, but I do agree. You know, well, like he got paid pretty well. They backed up the Brinks truck for him. He's a game changer on defense.
Mm-hmm. Flo, what were you gonna say?
He forgot.
I almost did.
Yeah.
I think it's a money game. Personally, congratulations to Corey Raymond. He's probably the best to do it. But if he's the best to do it, just a question for the panel: how come they had 3 DBs hit the portal already in the last 3 days? That's weird. I'm just saying, that's kind of weird. It's kind of strange. You got the best DB coach in the country, legend, right? Legend. You can't keep your best corner in your state home. We take them, by the way.
Yep.
So what? So, I mean, something's weird there. I'm just gonna say, if it ain't money, what could it be? Because he hasn't done well recently. His whole room is basically leaving to the portal, and if he's that good, he made the same pitch, defense. And he made the same pitch to all those kids that he made to Pickett, right? And you couldn't keep your best corner in the state that you're in. Just throwing that out there. I don't know.
So why? So are you? Is it just money? Because why?
I think relationships matter, but when it's even, I think it's money. We were talking with Zubie, right? When it's even, I think when the relationships are even, it comes down to money, and I think when the money is even, it comes down to relationships. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So that's the thing with me though. So if it's, let's say Pickett in this situation, it was about money.
He's never gonna say that, right?
Right.
I agree with Will. His dad's got to. I mean, they gotta say what they're bro. They gotta say
dorms,
that,
though, dog.
Right.
Dorms, dog.
Yeah.
Say the weather.
That was pretty.
You know
that's a bad one. I agree.
You can't say though. You can't even say the weather when it comes to Miami.
His dad needs media work. There's no doubt.
So, but that's my question.
Yeah.
Is DJ Pickett not worth the money?
Yes. For them.
So why?
For them.
That's what I'm. So did we not go above and beyond what Ellis? We don't know the dollars.
No, I don't know. I know they.
But was it stupid? Like too stupid? Like I'm not paying this dude.
I know the only number that I know is the one that Stubbs got. I don't know Pickett's number. I know that it's a lot because I knew it. I knew it like 6 months ago.
Right.
But it's definitely, as it gets closer, it always goes up, right? For everybody.
Right. Right.
And I know. Listen, again, I got to give kudos. Shout out to Mario and the collection because or the connection, excuse me, because to keep Joshua Moore and Upshaw in this class, we had to pay. We had to pay. Auburn wanted Upshaw bad.
Yeah.
And Florida came with the Boondocks. Get it? Instead of Boondocks, Benny Boone. There you go. You like that? It's vibing. Miami Gardens.
It's vibing. Yeah,
Miami Gardens.
Not Carroll City. Miami Gardens.
Not Carroll City. That was Miami Gardens. And then I love the fact that he rolls up to his commitment in the Lambo. By the way.
Crazy.
That's great.
Crazy. So rather than go all out with one person, you allocate your resources to bring in multiple people, hold on to what you have, bring in multiple people in the portal. Yeah, I can get with that.
This could be genius in a year. Everything we just did could be genius. Right now, it just looks and feels crappy.
Sure,
but this could be genius because look, a couple the tight end room we got is crazy. We got the best running back in Florida, right? Arguably depending on who you like. I like Vernal Brown, I'm not gonna lie, but Joshua Moore to me would be number 2 or 3 in the state. Okay. I'm just keeping it a buck. I think the steal of the draft is of the draft. We'll call it a draft. Let's call it a draft.
It's a draft now. It's a draft.
It's a draft.
It's a draft. Oh, yeah.
Is that tight end dude that can play both sides and Upshaw and Scroggins? I think those 3 guys are stupid. I think they're stupid, can't miss guys. Okay. And the one that's sneaky to me, right? The sneaky one is going to be Wiley, because Wiley has everything, right? He has everything, and they paid him against Texas, dog. You know what I mean? So I feel doo-doo about the situation. I mean, I can't believe Pickett didn't come here. I mean, anyone that was involved with recruiting, we all thought he was coming here. We knew stuff.
Yeah.
Like, kudos to Corey. He's the best. And, you know, the dorms are amazing.
Yeah. Dorms are. Yo, Eric, I got Eric, man. Young, been here since basically the beginning of this show. Started almost 5 hours ago. Ask any shot at Jarquez tomorrow. Flo, Joe, or Will, anybody who wants to take that, because I don't
know. I know. I have firsthand information on this. There's a reason why he pushed it to tomorrow, and we are the reason he pushed it to tomorrow. So I'm not saying we're getting them, but we are definitely the reason that got pushed to tomorrow. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna say publicly. You know, I don't know what's been reported, but Miami, I don't know if we get them, because we got TJ to the right there, and then we didn't get him. So maybe we don't get him, but it's nice to at least get him to think about it for another 24 hours.
Isn't Jarquez and Micah Newton boys? Something like that? Yeah. And so is TJ, though, right? They're all cool.
Yep.
So who you going with, Jarquez? Micah? TJ.
We'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow.
Definitely.
Says Flo, I never believed you was going to be wrong about the Pickett prediction. It came down to the wire. Man. You know
I didn't either. I would have put money down too. Like, I would have lost it, but I would have. We knew there was other things going on that we were like, yeah, let them get paid on all these trips. That's fine. But I said, I don't know if you, Silos, if you watched my recent shows like the last couple of weeks, when he took that Georgia visit and denied the Florida visit when Florida was offering the amount of money they were offering me, I was like, because no one knew that was coming. I was like, wait a minute, this is definitely. It was almost as shocking when he picked LSU over Oregon and Miami in the summer. It was like, wait a minute, where'd that visit come from, Georgia? So, you know, I guess when you look back now and you're calm and you take emotions out, maybe we got so caught up in the information we were getting that we weren't seeing that they were just playing the game. You know, they were just playing the recruiting game. And kudos to the family. They're all going to be well off. They got I think that is the best defensive back coach in the country. Corey Raymond's that guy. You know, but my pushback is what I told you guys. Why are all those guys hitting the portal? I'm just saying, right? And why can't they get their best corner that's in the state to stay?
Maybe they hate Brian Kelly more than they like Corey Raymond.
Oh, the guy's calling people uncoachable on the sidelines. You know, it's kind of like on national television.
Also used a fake accent. He also went real Drake with his accent when he first got to LSU.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Cam Ward, the first player to win ACC Player of the Year.
Good.
Yep.
Nice,
First Hurricanes guy.
Nice. Salute, Cam. Good job, brother.
All right, man. Will, I see you gotta bounce here soon, man. Let people know where they can find you, man. You know what I'm saying? Let people know what you got coming up. You're one of the hardest workers in this thing, bro. You out here putting videos every day, sending videos from your couch before the Syracuse game. I didn't want to personally blame you before that loss, because you hadn't posted a couch video before, so it was like, it's your fault, Will. But I had to be rational.
Dude, you know my family. So it's so funny, man. My family were like, "It's your fault, Miami lost." I'm like, "Why? You predicted 10-2."
Yeah.
Whatever.
You wish this, bro. You wish this upon it, bro.
Right, so next year 12-0, man. Next year 12-0. I'm going with Lex. Next year 12-0 all the way.
Lex.
All right. Thanks, Betty. Thanks, Betty, Joe, and Flo. Thank you so much. I appreciate.
Nice seeing you, big dog.
No, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate working with you guys, chopping it up. It's a lot of fun. You guys work harder as well, man. It's a family thing over here in the Kings Content Creation universe.
I work hard. Ben works hard than the mother. I don't,
Yeah,
I just show up I just show up so I won't get fined, man.
You'll get fined. Well, subscribe to my channel, 305 Sports Now, located on YouTube. You can also find me on X at 305 Sports Now as well. Tonight, I'll also be on the East Hialeah 10th Street Boys. Hopefully, I said the name correctly. From the FTSN, the Fins Talk Sports Network. They do a lot of content. They just opened up a Canes podcast, the Canes Word podcast as well with our boy Brett Tejada as well. So they also do Canes content. I'll be on with them as well. And Benny, I asked you if I could say this. We are doing 305 Sports Now and the FTSN Network. You're hearing it here first, guys, on the You Heard podcast. We are doing our version of For the Culture, but with the Florida Panthers. We are having a collaborative podcast where 305 Sports Now and FTSN are going to merge together, and it's going to be called The Florida Cats and Dirty Rats. We're going to be doing Panthers coverage starting Friday night at 9 p.m. All right, and we'll proceed as much. Yeah, it's great, right? Florida Cats and Dirty Rats. Bobby Melendez, who's the CEO of FTSN, came up with it, man. He's a great guy, all right, as well. So tune in for that Friday at 9 p.m. If you like hockey, I'll be on hopefully with Evan Finstanza. Everybody knows him as one of the loudest mouths of Finn's content creation. I'll also be doing something with the Canes this weekend, possibly on Lance Guidry, and also recap on National Signing Day. Oh, also, if you like interviews, really quickly, I had a recent interview with Hal Mummy, the founder of the Air Raid offense, and former left tackle of the Miami Dolphins, Richmond Webb, who's a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame as well. So check those out at 305 Sports Now.
Absolutely. Y'all got to go check out Will. Also, Will, that name sounds like it could have been said like Centro Español, if you know about Hialeah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Dirty Rats is definitely a Centro Español type vibe, dog. Appreciate you, Will, man. Appreciate you hanging out, chopping it up with us, man. Y'all make sure y'all go support Will, man. He's a good dude, man. A really good dude. Always out there supporting, man. Always appreciate it, brother. Will, be safe, brother, and we'll talk again, man. You know what I'm saying? We chop it up all the time.
Man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys.
See
ya. Benny, did you tell him that we get 10%, right?
Yeah,
like
we get a percentage.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Just
want to make sure
we get it off the top. We get it off the top.
I like it. We get 10%.
Why did
in singles? In singles too. In singles, dog. Because
I need the band.
To cash them out, right? Then you have to cash them out.
We need the band, dog.
Facts.
Man. Flo, who you? As we, you know what I'm saying, I know we're getting ready for the portal and making staff changes possibly. Mm-hmm. Who's your guy for 26, man? As far as who in recruiting, let's go. Like, who are your must have guys? Like, as you're looking at it right now, who are the players that you're like, yo, this guy better be in the 26 class?
Russell. Russell is the guy that I want. I mean, he's the Jeremiah Smith of next cycle. He's right here in our backyard. He's got ties, right? If you do a little bit of homework. I just think he's, every once in a while you get generational players, right? I think he's got potential to be a generational player. And I think he's the guy. I really do. I think he's the guy. If you're from down here, you know about him. He's a physical phenom, with the spelled with F though, not PH. And he's all that and a bag of chips, dog, for real. Like, I think he's a can't miss kind of guy. I think he's a day one starter. He's unbelievable. I think everyone knows that. I mean, everybody in the country is down here to get him. And then the guy from Chaminade, Derek Cooper, a freak athlete, absolute freak athlete. He's another one I think you just have to get. They have to get both those guys. Get both those guys. Not one out of the two. I think you have to get both of those guys. And I know Miami's putting a lot of work in them. Until I see them close those guys, I'm going to be a little weary, especially after what happened this year. Because I'm telling you, I felt really good about the Pickett situation. And again, not to back myself, but everyone did that you talked to. Everyone that are following them were like, no, I think we're good. I know what's going on. I think we're good. But it tells you that we're in a new era, man. Like, and if we're in the business, not business because we don't make any money, but like if you like recruiting and you follow it or whatever, and you know people, it's getting to the point now where you just got to be smart on understanding that you don't know shit. You can collect information and kind of get a pulse. You can get a pulse,
Yep.
But that whole like come to my show and I know everything and look at my track record and this and that, those days are over.
Dead.
Those days are over, my friends. So I think people will still cover it. Like, I love it. I love covering it because I just like to see the talent. I like watching their tape. And I have great relationships I've built throughout the years of people from other states that I just enjoy talking to and chopping it up. And they ask us questions about guys here and what's going on here too. So I like it. I'm always going to do it, as long as God gives me good health. But as far as like me going out on a limb and like I do in January, this is the first time I missed that one that I went out on a limb on like this. And I'm never going to do it again. Like one's enough for me because I thought it was the one. And nah, it's different now, bro. It's a different game.
Yeah, bro, it's completely changed. I know we were chopping it up yesterday. First of all, if y'all not on Flo's Discord, I don't know what the fuck y'all doing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy,
go join that. The generous voice chat gives you great information, things that we don't talk about on here because I stay strictly on there, man. Fully goes to the NIL. Can't say enough about that stuff, man. But the way the game is changing, and I was telling the You Heard chat, I was like, bro, like the way things change from the things you care about today might not matter at all tomorrow, bro. Like the way rules are changing and money's changing and recruiting, everything's different, bro. So like getting attached to anything anymore, bro, that shit's got to go. Because who you think we missed out on this year? Like you want to bash them through your tweets? Might be in the portal in spring because they can bounce and be right back in your program. So like there's no need for that. You know what I'm saying? Just it's ever changing, bro, and it's so fluid. It's fucking crazy, dog.
Yeah,
fucking crazy. Joe, you came back blurry, by the way.
That's just blurry. And Ashley.
Blurry.
So I am I'll say this on your show. I was going to talk about it on Sunday and Friday and just continue to tell everybody because I like to be transparent. I'm supposed to be talking to Max. Shout out to Max. Sometime this week. I have an idea of changing the direction for what we do for NIL. We're still going to give all the money to the team. So we're never going to change that. But we might do it in a different way with that new system that got put into place where you can register. I forgot what it's called right now. And then because I always wanted to be in charge of which players got the money. When you give to Canes Connection, which I think you should give, I still give to Canes Connection.
Yep.
Excuse me. They decide, So I always wanted to be in control of which players get the money. So with this new thing, I'm sure you guys have seen it, that they tell you to register and whatnot. I can't remember the name of it right now. If anybody can think of it, put it in the chat. I'm considering, instead of signing players, we sign up with that, and then we can affect more players through that company, if that makes sense. I want to talk to Max. Max is the smartest guy from the Miami Flow brand. I want to get his take on it. We're always going to give the money back, but we might just do it a little different, which will be kind of cool because you brought up an eye on it and it hit me in the head. And Joe, you're not as ashy, so that's good.
Yeah, you're good now. You've cleared up. You got that
fresh.
That
Jergens, boy. That Jergens.
Jergens, dog, is different. Chuck Mo Beer says, "Great show, guys. Flow. If money plays such a big factor this class, what makes you think that next year won't be worse? Besides Pickett as a DB, we lost to the Florida worst go Canes. Yeah. Oh, you mean Stubbs that we lost to Florida?
Yeah. First of all, one of the best screen names in the history of all screen names.
Chug.
Chug is one of the originals, but I think it's only going to get worse, and I believe. And again, I wanted to wait till my emotions come down, but I was going to make a video of this tomorrow anyway, so I'll just tell you. I think Miami got caught with their pants down on how this played out. I don't think they were prepared. I think they were shocked how much defense they had to play, and they couldn't go on offense the way they would like to. And I'll just leave it at that, and I'll get more content that's verified when I can. But that's what I really think happened this cycle at the end of the day.
Yeah. The Gidry throw, Mankey. The defense was a challenge, bro. The defense was a challenge. We've talked about it over the last 5 hours, seeing what it was, and they weren't prepared, and that's not great to hear.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because I heard you, I was on when Donno was on. How in the world did we finish top 25 in the country on defense?
Doesn't make sense, right?
But how in the world is that possible?
Yeah.
No
I think they're calling that's total defense. So it encompasses a lot of different things. But if you look at the the numbers that matter.
Mhm.
Scoring defense, we
Scoring
were
defense.
65th or something
Yep.
like that. 64th. I
Mhm.
think what yards, passing yards given up, we were like in the
Second
main
page.
categories that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and the other crazy thing about it is like when we started ACC play, if you go by those
Oh
yards
yeah,
and total
we were
defense,
going
we were
crazy.
like 75th, 70th or 75th.
Wow.
Like so, like the first 4 games, yeah, but no, there's no. You don't see that defense and think that's the crazy thing. It was like that. The thing they encompass must be like it's like the opposite of whatever the committee thinks because that shit didn't make sense at all. Yeah, it was crazy according to NCAA.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way. But he was right though. They're still top 25, which is
That's
bananas.
wild though. Like I didn't even. Yes. Can I help you?
Yeah, get him.
In a
Get
minute.
him.
In a minute. In a minute.
Yeah.
I gotta take you know who over here. You know,
Car ride time.
Car ride time. Car ride time. That's right.
Crazy how dogs know that, right? It's crazy.
Bro,
Like,
it
yo,
is.
man,
It's 5.
late.
It's wild. It's wild. I don't even believe it.
Yeah.
She's like I wake up at 5:40 every day in the morning. At 5:39, she's sitting looking at me like this. So when I open my eyes, she's right there, like, "Yep, it's that time." Dogs are crazy, bro.
Yeah, crazy smart.
Man.
I love it.
Yep.
No, man, we
cool.
appreciate you, brother, as always,
Yeah,
man.
Man,
Yeah,
if
bro,
they
I
don't
love
follow
y'all,
you,
man. Y'all already know.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Let them know where they can find you, man. You know what I'm saying? If they just bounced upon this 5-hour live stream.
Yeah, Miami Flow, everything. At Miami Flow 305 on Twitter. I don't run my Twitter, so I don't get mad. But I don't really run anything. But I'm from Miami Gardens. And anyways, I love these guys on here. They're like family to me. Keep supporting them. Will is amazing too, really good person. We get him on a lot. Donno is the nicest person in the world. Like if you look up the nicest person in the dictionary, there's a picture of Donno like this.
Hold on. He is very nice, but Donno's a fucking like Donno don't play. So
no, but
Donno does not play.
I think he's the nicest guy I've met.
Yeah,
that does media. But I understand. I know where you're going with this, actually, but I'm not gonna do it.
I was
don't get on his.
When I met, I was like, "Holy!"
You know who's like that too? That y'all don't. Well, y'all might know this now. I know Ben knows it. John.
Yeah.
John like that too. Yeah. Cabecito like this and everything, and that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bro, he becomes a different person during the game, bro.
Dog,
it's like the whole. Megatron. It's like he fucking walks through like a portal and like
Megatron,
like. He goes from like John to Cafecito. Like it becomes this like transition. Like he's a completely his energy changes. Motherfucker like locks up.
Yeah, he's like that. I get messages during the game. Shout out to Cafecito. I love him. They're so aggressive. like you know what I mean? Like stuff you're like, wow, this guy, we might need to put him in a white van. You know, like he's like John was sending, dude, they're like text messages sometimes that I'm like, and you know what I do? I'll screenshot him, and then when we come back and win, I send him to him. And he loses his mind even more. Anyways, I love y'all, man. Y'all relax. I gotta go do the car ride time. You know, you guys are family to me. Shout out to you guys, and have a good one.
Appreciate you, brother, man. Thank you for hanging out, man. Thanks. Have a good one, brother. Yeah, man.
All right, man. Let's get the hell out of here, man. All right, y'all. Thanks for having you on. Appreciate you. Have a good fucking
have a good day. Y'all be easy, be safe, man. Everybody. I'm saying make sure like, share, subscribe, check out the website. You heard podcast.com.
Russell Simmons. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thank you for coming out. We're out. Good night.
All right, man. Somebody asked about final thoughts. About today.
Where's that at? I saw that's from Juan Manuel. That was how you guys sum up. How do you guys sum up today?
I feel like I haven't heard from Juan in a while, man. Juan, where you been, man? I feel like you haven't been on.
Juan came in late. Juan came in late. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
How do you sum up today? Yep, that's accurate.
I can say disappointed, but to me, I think there were cherries on top that we missed out on. Pickett, Ben Hanks, to me, were the two cherries in the class.
Yes.
I didn't expect to get Dallas Wilson.
Nope.
Vernell Brown, I definitely didn't expect to get.
Nope.
Drake Hilton Stubbs was the biggest disappointment for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also know that he liked Florida was his spot.
We were the surprise in the summer. Yeah.
Facts.
Yep.
He's a he wanted to be a Gator.
Mhm.
All they had to do was show life.
Yep.
And they did. And we slid, we fell off the last 3 games of the season. So that didn't help. Sometimes all you need is a reason. Give me a reason. That's all you need.
Anything.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have gone
And
5
he
and
did
7, but looked good.
Yeah.
They would have
Yeah.
jumped. Yeah.
And we did that. So, but I'm very happy with Herbert Scroggins. I'm very happy with SJ. I'm very happy with Hayden Lowe. I'm very happy with Dylan Upshaw, Pringle, Josh Moore. Like, I'm happy with who we have. Now, the portal can make me happier.
Yes.
The portal can make me feel more comfortable. Definitely. I have no reason to think that Coach Cristobal is not going to go crazy in the portal because, let's keep it a buck, he saved a lot of money.
Yes.
Let's keep it a buck. Imagine DJ Pickett, Stubbs, Dallas Wilson, and Ben Hanks.
Yeah, that's a couple.
I think we're saving a couple mil right there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Cam is coming off the board. Martinez most likely coming off the board.
Simeon Barrow
coming off the board. CJ Clark, I think.
Yeah.
Coming
CJ
off the board.
Yeah. Marley Cook.
I don't know how much, but whatever.
But that's money. That's money.
That's coming up. Carpenter wasn't cheap. He coming off the board.
Yep.
Jalen Rivers coming off the board. X coming off the board. JG Arroyo coming off. There's a lot of money.
Niche is coming off the board.
Yeah, there's a lot of money. And then again, there's going to be some people that are leaving that are coming off the board. So there's going to be money to bag people in the portal. So I will feel more comfortable after that. But I don't think today was a total loss because you kept the majority of your class intact. So I think it's all right. Yeah, the optics are bad because you missed out. You can't. I'm a proponent. You can't continually miss out on the top players in your state. You can't keep doing that. You can't. You can't. And we haven't bagged the top player in the state in a while. So.
I can't remember the last time we did. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know when that happened. Yeah. I wanted to ask you something, man. When you said it, I want to make sure I let you chop it up. But so the comp that I gave for Scroggins, this just the name that popped in my head, right?
Yeah.
Y'all make sure y'all follow CB and all that. You know what I'm saying? All the people who break down this recruiting shit. But in my head, I just saw like Justin Tuck. From you know what I'm saying, he's a little bit shorter. He grows a little bit. Justin Tuck was like 6'5", right? Just because of the wingspan. You know what I mean? Like Scroggs got a crazy wingspan. It's kind of I'm not saying that's what he's going to become. I'm not putting that, you know what I'm saying? But just like the body type and the wingspan is what popped into my head. I think he's a problem, dog. I just
man, he's a problem. And what's ill about him is that he's solid against the run as well. Like he's stout and he could rush the quarterback.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So yeah, he's a problem, man. Justin Tuck, you saying because of the wingspan. And this is probably high praise it is high praise, but to me, Myles Garrett is somebody that I look at when I see him. As far as just the stat, like Myles Garrett is a beast against the run and the rushing the quarterback.
Okay.
James Williams was number 1 in Florida. Okay.
So we got one. All right.
That's what's up. Yeah.
That's 6 years ago.
But I'm not to say not to move goalposts or anything, but I'm really talking about Coach Cristobal. You know what I mean? Because let's keep it a buck. We all thought with Coach Cristobal's recruiting that it would be a foregone conclusion that we would be bagging the top players in the state every year. That was the conversation, right? Coach Cristobal gets who Coach Cristobal wants. And especially after a 10-win season, we all thought that was the case. So that's a little bit of the disappointment right there.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, man, I feel, to sum it up, man, before we get up out of here, the losses hurt, but keeping the guys who we kept meant, meant that you had to up it when you had to up it. You know what I'm saying? Like you made a decision. We might not like some of the decisions they made, but we're Monday morning quarterbacking type shit. Sure. We're not the ones spending the money. We're not the, Like we're not the ones making those decisions. We don't know what kind of digits those are. But love keeping SJ in this class. I think he might be an early enrollee. I think he could fight if one of those centers from the portal don't come in. But yeah, man.
Hey, let's address this. We all know that ain't true. Why are they coming? They're going other places because they know Mario can't coach. Look at the team he had this year, and y'all still lost. Jay, we still lost. Like,
the way the math works, 10 is more than losing, right? So,
are you saying we shouldn't have lost because nobody has not lost?
Oregon,
one team. Yeah.
So
are you saying we should have went undefeated? We won 10 games. So I think after winning 7 last season, so I think it was a little improvement, So
yeah, man. It might have ended not the way we wanted, but 10-2 is still 10-2. You know what I'm saying? Like the numbers are what they are. I got nothing else. We've been on for over 5 hours. Appreciate y'all, Joey. I think you literally transferred from the phone, to the laptop. Make sure it was plugged in. Appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button.
Okay.
Yeah, should be is a weird.
I don't do shit.
I don't do should be. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do hyperbole like that. All right, man. Appreciate y'all so much. Okay. We're out of here, man. It's that You Heard Pod. Let's go.